Night in Alabama's 2nd Congressional District brought illegal aliens and the U.S. immigration policy front and center. Republican candidate Caroline Dobson and Democratic candidate Shamari Figures are running against each other in this newly created district. The debate between Dobson and Figures took place at the Montgomery County Chamber of Commerce and was covered by WSFA News.
Have to protect the border, and it has to be based on actual facts and not fear, not efforts to drum up fear about lies and conspiracy theories. We have an obligation to protect our border. We must do it. We must make those investments. We must put more Border Patrol agents down at the border. Immigration is an issue that has been killing opportunity in our country, killing our young people. Literally 100,000 Americans died last year of fentanyl overdose. The policies of this administration are nonsensical when you look at the fact that we have to have secure borders in order to keep our country secure.
I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
A body found at a home in Marshall County last Sunday has now been identified as that of 73-year-old Brent Jenkins. The Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences did not find evidence of foul play. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Hi there, I'm Madeline Cannon with Alabama Home Mortgage. Getting pre-approved is the first step towards home ownership. People are often scared or nervous about taking that first step, but I'll tell you, it's nothing to be scared of. At Alabama Home Mortgage, we will take the first step and every step along the way with you. Call us at 567-4223. We will gather the information needed to tell you exactly what you qualify for. After a call to Alabama Home Mortgage, you will know what price point to shop for, what down payment is required, if any, and what your monthly mortgage payment will look like. We take all the guessing out of it. Then, when you find the house you want to make your home, you are ready to make an offer. Along with your offer, you will submit your Alabama Home Mortgage pre-approval letter. This shows sellers that you've already taken the steps necessary to ensure that you qualify to purchase their home. Wait no longer. It's time to take that first step together. Call me at 567-4223 or start the process online at myalabamahomemortgage.com.
That's Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586-36-8, Equal Housing Lender.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's Conversational Radio Show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back, folks. Final show of the week for me. I will not be here tomorrow. Going to see my brother and my, niece, who just turned 1 year old today. Lucy just turned 1, and man, you're right. You hear the cliches. They grow up so fast, and just from the few months I haven't seen her, of course, we get the photos and videos through the phones and all that, but I've just been told that she's more and more adorable by the day. And so, happy birthday, little Lucy.
Awesome.
Look forward to seeing my brother, seeing Caroline, his wife, and a bunch of family going up there. I think we're going to survive. I think the power's come back. So that should be good. You know, and by the way, just as a word, you can look it up if you like. You know the song we, come into and whatnot?
Yeah.
Yeah, the full song is now available on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube Music.
Is that right?
All over the place. Just search Joey Clark, Where's the Liberty? That's Joey Clark, Where's the Liberty? Thought, it's 30-something days of the election. Let's put out this track that's kind of about the absurdity of our elections, especially this one. I think we might look back and find it an election to hate, or I guess it depends on the outcome. Because when you look back at the amount of time that was time compression, thought it was crazy during COVID.
Yeah.
But with the assassination attempt and then Biden dropping out and then everything that's happened in these last few months, it's absolutely insane time to be really paying attention to our politics. But, as we usually do on Thursday, let's kick off the show with, Erica Thomas, editor at large there at 1819news.com. Erica, how you doing this afternoon?
Howdy, Joey. I'm doing well. Just enjoying this. It's a little bit cooler today. Not much, but a little bit. And I think every day we get like 1 degree cooler, so it feels more like fall down here in Baldwin County. So I can't wait for it to really cool off. And I would never usually be the type to say that because I like warm weather, but it's been miserable.
I like it when it's cold. I like being able to wear jackets and get under a blanket or two and at the night. Like, especially because the heat around here, I'm just sweating through everything I now wear.
Yeah, exactly. It's so humid, too. I know it's humid in Montgomery because I lived in Montgomery for a while. So, I mean, it's the humidity makes it so much worse. But, oh, man, I'm just ready for that crisp air.
Yeah, we'll get, a week of it?
Maybe.
Well,
I can't wait for that week.
So let's start with the heavy because it's the top story there at 1819news.com right now. It's just an awful story, but I think we should talk about it, at least give the basic facts of this, Erica. It's about a guy named Kyle Luter. He's 36, well known in North Alabama political circles. He was arrested for murder. And there is a follow-up story that you put out that the judge has now ordered him to a mental health facility after hallucinations and manic behavior. This is pretty awful, pretty crazy stuff.
Well, look, this homicide happened in March. The victim's body was found on March 7th. This story came out then. The guy, Kyle Luter, yes, he was charged. He was put into a mental facility where he's really been struggling, but even that was written in April. So I can go through the details of the case, quickly.
Is there why is this popping up then today?
Yeah. So the reason why is there was someone on Twitter who used this as an example for political purposes. A person named Lena Quest, a.k.a. Rosa Sparks, on Twitter, said, compared this guy. She said, Trump said immigrants are raping, murdering, and pillaging. Well, Alabama Republican campaign chairman Kyle Luter was arrested for sexual torture. So she put that out there. She put screenshots of the story, kind of what he did, what he's suspected of doing. He hasn't been convicted, but it was a very tragic case. But this lady has taken this horrific incident that happened and turning it into, a political thing, as if to say, well, Republicans murder people. I mean, that's basically what she's saying. And even more disturbing is Marika Coleman retweeted it.
Yeah, like I said, an election season to hate. Well, go ahead.
This is the thing. I mean, we're focusing on this. There are people tweeting that white people are the problem. White people do gross things. They're making it about race. They're making it about politics. When really what we need to be focusing on is the mental health crisis in the United States. This is something that actually happened. It's horrific. This victim had a family, had a daughter. And instead of using his death this way, let's talk about, this nation that we're all about progress and innovation and freedom and all this. We're forgetting. The statistics are alarming. 1 in 5 adults in the United States will experience a mental health crisis each year. Our system is not set up to address these issues. What can we do to make that better?
Right. Yeah, and it's, like I said, an election season to hate. I also find that they're making points that are stupid. It's a stupid
ridiculous?
argument. It really is. It's like, obviously everybody has the proclivity to sin and to evil, obviously. But when you talk about letting in millions of people that shouldn't be here, and a large portion of them are prone to this, especially because, let's say, certain countries to the south of us are like, well, let's get rid of the worst people and send them up that way.
Exactly.
It's just, man, that's, I just, well, like I said, election season to hate. So let's move on to something that's a little frustrating, not quite as bad. The ship pile up. I got to say that carefully. Ship pile up inevitable as dock worker strike continues. We're into day 3, and the Mobile port is the Mobile-based logistics CEO says no need to panic over toilet paper. Yes, so there's so much to cover here, but Mobile's one of the ports affected, right?
Oh, yes. It's one of the many where these strikes are happening. And so we've been covering that at 1819 News, for a month or two. We knew this was coming. It happened. It started, on October 1st. So I found this guy. His name's Michael Lee, and he is the president and CEO of Page & Jones, Inc., and they actually do logistics not only for ships coming in and out of Mobile, but also in 6 other states, from Texas to Florida. They do a lot of these, logistics, telling people, hey, this is a good time where you're going to get the best price. If you bring in your imports right here, we won't have a backup. You can come in easy, be here and gone in a couple hours. That's crazy to have that many ships, and you're telling them where all to go. It's a hard job. And right now, his fear is they're going to come here and they're just going to have to dock. Unfortunately, they were able to plan a little bit ahead on this, but some products were already on the way. So it just depends on where they come from, what they've done. Some of them they've diverted to the West Coast, so those are usually the ones that are going to come from Asia. They're going to the West Coast now, so we won't have to worry about those. But the ones coming from Europe, the European imports, they're a lot more difficult to divert. So logistically, they're trying to move those. Some of them are going to go to Mexico, and then those goods will be railed in. Some of the goods can be flown in, but he said that's a lot more expensive. Now, on the toilet paper front, I think this is an important one for everybody to hear, because I was down to half a roll of toilet paper the other night. So I went to Dollar General, it's right down the road, and I was just going to get like a little 4-pack of toilet paper. They were out fully. So then I had to go to Walmart, and it looked like the apocalypse came through there. It was like the PP apocalypse. I'm talking boxes empty, strewn everywhere. The only ones left, the only packages left were the ones with holes ripped in them that nobody wants, because, you don't want to use toilet paper that's been touched. I had to get one of those.
Oh, no.
That was my only choice.
Oh, it's just,
Yeah, so
this is not going. Toilet paper is not going to be affected by this at all,
Exactly.
and so folks doing a run on the stores is what's going to affect other people's lives here in this moment.
right, it's the panic that causes the shortage, not the shipping issue, because as the story said, and as Michael Lee told me, most of these toilet paper brands that we use, they're made in the USA. Some of them are made in Alabama, Louisiana. They're right here. We're good. So he said the only thing that might happen with toilet paper is that we're going to have so much that we don't know, we can't get rid of. We don't know what to do with it. We can't send it out. We're going to have more toilet paper than anybody. So y'all calm down. There's just no logic behind the panic, he said. So I'm so happy to be able to do such a hard-hitting, informative story on toilet paper. No need to worry, guys.
And then coming up in your neck of the woods there, the Baldwin County Republican Party is sponsoring a Trump boat parade along the Gulf Coast, and this is October the 19th. Tell us about it.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you remember or not, but we already had one in the summer, and it was a hot one. So this one, hopefully, like I said, we'll be feeling those cooler, crisper temperatures, and maybe people will be able to come out and support Trump and the Republican Party without sweating to death. I know I was in a boat, and I was just, oh man, we need to move. because this thing goes at idle speed and it goes through the Intercoastal Waterway. And the Republican Party is, hosting it. But anybody, you don't have to be a member of the Republican Party to come. You can just be a patriot who wants to support Trump. And you'll be able to meet other people that are like-minded. You'll be able to discuss ideas. Maybe if you have questions like, why Trump? Why do we want to vote for Trump? You can ask those questions. You'll be able to buy merchandise, and that will be along Canal Road. So you don't have to be in the parade, in the boat parade. You can actually just watch it from Canal Road, and there'll be a little stand where you can buy stuff. And then they'll go to the wharf, and they'll have an after party that'll last till about 6 o'clock over there. So it's going to be a fun day for Baldwin County Republicans. And, Republicans from anywhere can come down.
Absolutely. Again, that's Saturday the 19th this month, October. Good way to sort of have fun before the election day and actually try to enjoy ourselves with like-minded folks.
Yeah.
So, I appreciate your time as always, Erica, and let's do this again soon.
Okay, maybe next week. Enjoy your trip.
Thank you. Again, folks, Erica Thomas, you can always check her out and all the reporters there at 1819news.com. That's 1819news.com. Eddie, how you doing today? Just high
here. Yeah.
Yeah. Likewise, just hanging on.
Yeah.
Getting through the day, ready to see family.
You heading out in the morning?
Yeah. And look forward to, just road trip with the dad's always a good thing too. Talked to him this morning, and we'll be heading out in the morning. Cool. Plus, I don't have to drive.
I know.
I might have to drive on the way back. His truck's easy.
Oh yeah, probably autopilot type deal.
Yeah, he's put some miles on that thing. It's a Ram 1500, like I think the sports thing, whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's nice. I forget how nice trucks are. I'm not in one.
Yeah, you're not much of a truck guy. I don't see that.
I would if I'd live where you live. I'd definitely have
one. Why?
I think because it's the whole environment. It could be very useful for moving stuff, for helping you in a situation where you need to go off-road. These, not even a lot of off-roading for fun. Yeah. There's a tree falling, or there's all sorts of things a truck could help with.
Even on I don't have a concrete boat ramp. Mine's a dirt boat ramp, so I have to put it full drive just to get my boat out of the water.
Right, there you go.
Very convenient.
There you go.
But in the back of the truck, it's great because you can always put stuff back there. But honestly, most people only have some old junk in the back of the truck they never took out.
So there's a lot of stories to get to today, but so far this year, the United States has given this amount of money to nations all over the world. $24.4 billion to Ukraine, $11.3 billion to Israel, $1.9 billion, $1.95 billion actually to Ethiopia, $1.6 billion to Jordan, $1.4 billion to Egypt, $1.1 billion still to Afghanistan, 1.1 to Somalia. All billions, by the way. $987 million to the Congo, $896 million to Syria, $9,000 per an illegal immigrant that has entered the U.S. And Americans who have lost everything to Hurricane Helene will potentially be getting $750 a person.
50 more bucks than the folks in Hawaii got.
Yeah.
As sad as that is.
And you have Mayorkas coming out and saying, well, we just don't have the money. We don't have the money in FEMA. Well, where did all the money go, Alejandro?
We know where it went. We've known about this forever. We've just been waiting on it to come out.
Congress recently poured $20 billion into FEMA's disaster relief fund and enabled the agency to draw on funds with greater ease. But Mayorkas told folks yesterday, we are meeting the immediate needs with the money that we have. We're expecting another hurricane hitting. We do not have the funds. FEMA does not have the funds to make it through the season and what is imminent.
Yeah, but they don't really care, Joey.
Joe Biden has suggested Congress might have to approve additional funding for disaster relief. Well, we'll get right on it. How is it You're able to send hundreds of billions of dollars overseas. To what end?
Yeah.
And yet now, oh, well, we need another emergency supplemental. Why is everything, especially things you can predict, a frickin' emergency?
Crisis, man. Everything's in crisis mode.
Everything. And then, oh, you're going to love this, Eddie. Pete Buttigieg, the transportation secretary, I believe.
Who's not gay? Yeah.
I don't know why you're on that. What confirmation do you have of that? Or is it just like people on the internet saying it?
Not just people on the internet. I had a couple older people tell me too, but they probably
Right.
read that off the internet.
But he's a man with a husband.
I don't know.
Anyway, aside from
Well,
that,
also he's a known liar. Remember the whole bicycle thing.
There's that.
So
there is
we
that.
go.
There's absolutely that. So other than that, here's Pete Buttigieg talking about, well, these private drone pilots need to stop.
Yeah.
Safety issues that come up. For example, temporary flight restrictions to make sure that the airspace is clear for any flights or drone activity that might be involved in helping to allow those emergency responders to do their job.
Yep. They don't want helicopter pilots. In fact, they scolded one guy. He was on YouTube. He literally saved a few people's lives with his own helicopter.
Yeah.
But they've grounded him. And again, this is the kind of crap you're going to get from this administration. The reason they don't want the drones out there, they don't want pictures out there of how bad it is and how they ain't doing a damn thing about it. That's why.
Amen. And yet, it's really a question who's going to win.
Well, you saw that crap they pulled yesterday afternoon with releasing sealed documents there, unsealed some documents.
Oh, yeah, and Jack Smith jumping in.
Yeah. So, I guess it's not written policy.
Well, it's just more BS to emotionally manipulate and exploit the brain dead.
It's how screwed they are. I mean, they're throwing everything at it. They tried to assassinate him twice. You know that's coming again, by the way. Just go ahead and get ready. What do you think all these lawsuits are? Plus, that ain't dead. They just threw another one. They unsealed this one for no other reason than to try to shame him. But my biggest problem is when he gets elected. Let's say that by the grace of God he gets in the White House. Can we go after these sons of bitches? Please?
No, but that would be tyranny. Us having Jack Smith sicked on Trump, that's just, justice.
And put a T on
I
my
swear,
chest and
you
let's go.
brain-dead corporate media zombies would be cheering January 6th if they told you to.
Oh, yeah, you know that. You know that.
Can't think for yourself at all. You can't even visualize an apple in your own mind. Here's Bill Melugin, though. New. Same kind of topic.
Okay.
Because, Alejandro Mayorkas is the head of Homeland Security, right?
Yes.
In a new heavily redacted DHS Inspector General report, the Inspector General finds that CBP, ICE, and TSA did not fully assess risks associated with releasing non-citizens without ID into the United States and allowed them to travel on domestic flights. Key finding, again, this is from the Inspector General, under current processes, CBP and ICE cannot ensure that they are keeping high-risk non-citizens without identification from entering the country. Additionally, TSA cannot ensure its vetting and screening procedures prevent high-risk non-citizens who may pose a threat to the flying public from boarding domestic flights. Isn't the whole reason you stood up this stupid Leviathan bureaucracy called Homeland Security is because non-citizens got on planes and blew up buildings and killed thousands? And every time you go to the frickin' airport, take your shoes off, make sure you don't have a belt. We're scanning everything. We got to pat down grandma. But no, we'll make an exception to achieve our goals.
Yep.
Your vote doesn't mean crap if this is the government that we're facing. Wow.
It's right up there with gun laws. They're for people like you and me that do not want to commit a crime. Those are the laws. Those are the people they put the laws on. The obvious ones they should be taken care of, no, they let that go. They come after you and I because you and I are the low-hanging fruit, man.
Yeah. According to the Inspector General for the Department of Homeland Security, The federal law says non-citizens without ID are not admissible into the country and shall be detained. But that CBP and ICE are permitted to release non-citizens into the U.S. based on various circumstances.
There's a ton of videos out there of the illegals coming in via the airplane at the airports. They go behind these walls, and then they're let out into the general public.
Here's what the report says, that these agencies, CBP and ICE, accept self-reported biographical information, which they use to give migrants immigration forms, who are then able to get on domestic flights, and even if they don't have ID. The IG says he's asked DHS for data on the number of non-citizens who do not have ID and were released into the U.S. between fiscal years 2021 through 2023. But CBP and ICE were unable to provide the data because they don't log whether a non-citizen had ID in their databases.
Right.
So the thing we're doing, we're not even documenting.
No, you know as well as I do, some bureaucrat, they fought over
Frickin'
this.
criminals.
And just let it go.
I'm not talking about folks coming in from all over the world. Honestly, the folks that are trying to come to America and have a good life pale in comparison in terms of criminality of the people in D.C. who claim their actions are a service to you. These are monsters. Entitled, privileged monsters that have no compunction about locking you in a cage or destroying your livelihood, your reputation, your very life itself if you get on the wrong side of them.
Yep.
Can't wait to go on vacation. Additionally, there are heavily redacted portions of the report where TSA conducted assessments on the risk of using the CBP One cell phone app. Oh, this is what J.D. Vance was talking about on the debate stage.
Yeah.
Thank you for describing the legal process. Well, go kick rocks, you witch. But, you know, the results are not disclosed of using this app.
Of course they're not.
Yeah. The IG report goes on to say that they identified similar weaknesses in CBP screening processes that allowed high-risk individuals into the country, including someone who was released while being on the FBI terror watch list in 2022, and two Afghans paroled in the U.S. as part of Operation Allies Welcome, who may have posed a threat to national security. The report concludes if CBP and ICE continue to allow non-citizens whose identities immigration officers cannot confirm to enter the country, they may inadvertently increase national security risks. You think? The whole justification, again, for these agencies was to stop that sort of thing from ever happening again. But that wasn't the real reason.
No. It's for you and me, brother.
Yep. So we don't have money to help people.
Americans?
Yeah. Well, we got to print
Americans?
up more of it.
I'm just frustrated because we all know this is happening.
Yeah.
We all know it's happening. And we're reelecting these morons every time.
Yeah, the brain dead are. (272-9228). I need a little bit of a palate cleanser. How about this? Remember Boris Johnson?
Oh, yeah.
Former Prime Minister? Boris. Boris Johnson, this is in a book that he just released. It's kind of a memoir. Former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson claims a listening device was found in his bathroom after it was used by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Johnson claims his security team found bugging devices in the toilets after they were used by Netanyahu. Johnson says Netanyahu excused himself to use the bathroom, which Johnson says existed within a secret annex. Thither may be repaired for a while, and it may or may not be a coincidence, but I am told that later, when they were doing a regular sweep for bugs, they found a listening device in the Thunder Box. Wait, they call it the Thunder Box over there? Never heard of probiotics?
I got to put that in my real estate ads. Thunderbox.
As reported by the Telegraph, around the same time, Israel was accused of planting listening devices in the White House.
Does it surprise you?
No, but well, I mean, how do you think they've infiltrated so much of Hezbollah and Hamas and Iran itself? But I still, They found listening devices
But they should call him out.
in the Thunderbox.
How's this sound? A large, lovely Thunderbox area.
I like that. Can you do it in your real estate voice?
I'm going to try.
Mhm.
It's great.
Mhm.
It's a large and lovely Thunderbox area.
And the way you said lovely.
Because you know how, you might not know this, but a lot of houses now, they'll have the shower, but they got like a pooper closet.
They've got a what?
Like a pooper closet. It's just a closet with a can in it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen
So
that.
that is
I don't
a
like
true,
it.
I know, but that would be the true Thunderbox.
That is true. Well, I get why, especially if it's like a couple's bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know.
The Thunderbox.
Yeah,
is
but
the
then,
door.
people make those, and then the husband still has to go to the other side of the guest bathroom in the mornings often.
Because he needs a probiotic.
Yeah, that, and he wants some, like, actual peace and quiet for at least 15 minutes during the day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true, too.
It's the one place your kids and wife won't bug you. And I'm not even married, and I know this.
The kids will, Joey.
Oh, they will?
Oh, yeah.
And the cats will,
Yep.
too.
Yep. Kind of, the kids will be knocking on the door.
And the
trying
dogs.
to pass you notes under the door. Yep. It happens.
Dude,
Dude, dog, wonder what you're laying down in
You
there.
can literally see things with your nose. Why are you sticking it under the door threshold?
Yep.
It's gracious. No, it's just infuriating. It's so infuriating what's going on.
It is, but I'm glad more and more of it's come to light. I just hope the American people have enough gumption to start to do something about it.
We shall see. There are signs of hope, but I've learned being an Auburn fan, hope can sometimes be the greatest way to keep you down.
Telling you, man. Good Lord.
Nothing traps me by a little bit of like a little bit of hope.
Oh, yeah.
Not like hoping something greater than you, but like hoping like, oh, we're going to win this one.
And no.
Whether in politics or football, be careful with that little bit of hope.
Yep.
You know, we got to hit a break. But first, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And Ashley has just put together an amazing team there. Since COVID, they have grown by leaps and bounds, expanding staff, adding jobs to the area.
Yep.
I mean, they got so big that they had to move to Main Street in Millbrook.
Yeah, they got a great location there, too.
And not only has Ashley put together a great business, she's the type of person that is helping other small businesses in the area. She's the type of person highlighting athletics and great folks in the community, always giving back. So you know when you spend your money with Pest Pro Services that it's going back to the community and often going for great causes. Just check out their Facebook page, just Pest Pro Services, and you can see often a lot of what they're doing in the community. But when it comes to their services, they're second to none. They're truly skilled professionals and easy to work with. So it could be an emergency job you need done.
Right.
Maybe it's a quick thing you need done, say a big party in the backyard, and you want to make sure everything's all right. You're not going to get any bugs or not. Like I went back home the other day, and I had to run back after going to the store.
Yeah.
And I was a little late. I had to get here, and I opened the garage, and I'm like, okay, everything's fine. And on the door, the door to get into the house are 2 wasps just on the door.
Waiting for you, buddy.
I had spray. I took care of them.
Yeah,
but like,
you're marked. You know
I
that.
know. Yeah, they're out to get me. I need to have Pest Pro on speed dial just for the wasp that keep attacking me. But maybe you're just looking for an everyday pest control company that can, help you out on a regular basis. That's Pest Pro Services. Call today, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. Or you can always go to ppsriverregion.com or search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces. When you want to know, call a pro. Pest Pro Services. And be sure to tell Ashley and that great team that Joey and Eddie, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 special. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers, and PBS Painting. 294-5122. That's PBS Painting. 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Make 2024 the year you break away from the chain stores and join us here at Adams Drugs. We value your business and want to provide you the best customer service at the lowest possible price. We've been serving up excellent customer service here in the River region for over 62 years.
I made the swap to Adams Drugs and I couldn't be happier. Having a job and then getting 3 kids to all of their activities keeps me busy. I don't have an hour to waste waiting on a prescription. At Adams, they know me and my family. I get in and out in minutes, and when I can't get by Adams, they'll bring the prescription right to my door.
What are you waiting for? Come in to Adams Drugs and let us earn your business. Our friendly and personal staff will talk with you and answer any questions you may have about your prescriptions. Your satisfaction is our #1 goal. Visit us at adamsdrugs.net for the location nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local independent Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-488-2594. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-488-2594. That's 800-488-2594. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Trying to calm down. I was just telling Eddie off air that I didn't expect to get that upset earlier, but man, you start reading this stuff and you're just like, it's infuriating.
Because again, we know it's wrong. We know that's not how our country's supposed to work, but that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Well, maybe it's like me with the longshoreman guy yesterday. We just got to get over it.
No.
Now they know who the longshoremen are. What a title. Anyway, let's go to Dick Brubaker. Hey, how you doing today, sir?
Hey, good show. Y'all guys, I got your mat on. That's good. We need a lot of that.
Yep.
Especially now. Hey, on this strike on the West Coast, well, everywhere that union is, I guess. You know, the Democrats and even Republican politicians, everybody's wringing their hands like there's nothing the federal government can do. You know, if the president's willing to make the proclamation that this is a threat to the national security, he can force arbitration and get this solved.
Absolutely,
They're not going to do that.
Yeah, the NLRB keeps backing the union here.
Well, and you know, I hope that anybody who's thinking about voting for Democrats realizes that for 56,000 union votes, they're willing to cripple the whole economy. Put people out of work. I mean, who cares? They just fly people in flyover country. I mean, but it's absurd how crazy this has gotten.
It really is, and it's one thing after the other. When, well, we don't have enough money for FEMA. It's, you know, hundreds of billions of dollars spent on illegal immigration, to $1 billion to Afghanistan still. It's like, wow.
Well, and they claim, FEMA claiming a shortage of funds that they can't help, people in Asheville. I mean, nobody believes any of that. The idea that the federal government could fund relief if they wanted to, it's just absurd. But I just hope that somebody. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, and I was about to say, and if you're a private individual trying to help folks out, like, get out of the way. The federal government's coming, so you need to get out of the way. We're not quite there yet,
right?
But don't you dare do it on your own, right?
Well, a lady that lives up there who's a realtor has been putting out great YouTube. She's there on the ground and talking about that there's looting going on.
Yep.
But it's not people just stealing TVs. It's people looking for food and water.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Because people are that desperate. And, it's, I didn't realize how isolated a town could become. But if you go on a traffic map, theoretically, you can't get into Asheville except by air.
Right.
And if that's true, this disaster is going to take a long time for that part of North Carolina to recover from. We're talking about years, not months.
Oh, it'll be years.
Well, I wish Tommy Tuberville and our other good Alabama Republicans, time for them to take to the airwaves and start pushing the administration to put their foot down on this strike. A long-term, essentially, blockade of the U.S. West Coast. The economy is shaky enough now. I don't think people realize. I think you can get toilet paper, but the question is, what kind of electronics will you not be able to get in 3 months?
Right. Well, and then the car industry will come to a grinding halt, especially here in our neck of the woods.
Well, the car business is, Biden's already done a pretty good job of bringing the domestic auto industry to a screeching halt. If you look at sales tax revenues in Montgomery County, the car business here locally is in the bucket and has been for 3 months.
Man. Well, what'd you think of Bibi Netanyahu bugging the Thunderbox in Prime Minister Boris Johnson's annex?
Well, I guess that Boris needs to be. He's just lucky they didn't give him a free pager. I tell you this, the Israelis, believe me, I'm all for 100% full support of Israel. I am all in. But that said, the idea that Israel is going to hesitate to do what they think is in their best interest. What was the name of that U.S. surveillance ship they sank? Oh, gosh. Anyway, I'm just saying that they're going to act in their own national interest. And if that means coming to the White House and putting a bug in President Biden's bag at the pens, they're going to do that and not apologize for it.
Oh,
That's the way they've always operated. That's how they've survived.
And the USS Liberty.
Yep.
That's the
Liberty. And they knew it was a U.S. ship. They just didn't want it there. So they sank it. Those are our allies.
Well,
anyway, guys, thanks for taking the call, and guys doing a great job as always.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dick.
Again, folks, Dick Brubaker, always great having him as not just a listener, but a caller as well. And I looked up, how much is minimum amount of water you need a day to survive. And like 2 quarts, half a gallon.
Say about half a gallon.
Now, it might need more, especially for nursing mothers, hot environments, children. Yeah,
But that's
I was trying to put myself in those folks' shoes, like, because I drink a lot of water a day. It's good for you to drink a few liters, I think. But how much could you just survive on? And rationing is not a fun idea to even entertain.
Oh no, but I did see where in North Carolina there are horseback teams that are getting to some of the places. So that's just how remote and how cut off they are. But to tell civilians you can't help it. It's just wrong on so many levels.
Let's go to Simpler Days. Hey, Simpler Days.
Well, what the people in North Carolina need to do, gentlemen, is just raise the Ukrainian flags. And they will get billions of dollars of immediate aid.
Apparently, that's what needs to be done, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, or declare themselves sanctuary cities, and the federal government will come running to their aid.
Well, I thought North Carolina was a battleground state, so I did really think that that Biden administration was kind of going to put them in front of everybody else, but apparently that's not the case.
Well, and I don't know about Asheville, but I know other parts of like Charlotte and other places. But what you need to do is like build a really big bank that's too big to fail.
Oh,
right in
yeah.
the middle of the storm path, and then you'll probably get a response real quick.
Probably.
There you go. Hey, Joey, somebody's always got it worse. What's going to happen when they bring the automated cows over there to Auburn?
Oh, I think that's going to be fun. And I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. Hey, we're going to be suffering. It's going to be defining moments in history, and we'll be looking back. I'll probably be long gone, but this border crisis thing, I mean, for decades and decades to come, we're going to be paying the consequences of this.
No doubt.
And, just like they're supposed to be running getting a DNA sample from those folks, they're not doing that.
Nope.
And just like the good sheriff up there in Coleman, when they caught the guy that shot the vet, and they tried to run him, they tried to find any history on him, and they're not. There's no way to check them on the Mexican side.
Right.
And so if you don't run them through the system on our side, and then give them a court date and release them out for 2-3 years, whatever, to commit crimes or whatever, there's no way to track them.
Right.
And then you have these sanctuary cities that if they do commit a crime, then they won't turn them over to ICE, and then they slip out the back door of jail. So one day somebody will wake up and say, that thing sitting in the Smithsonian used to be called common sense. We used to have common sense about, securing our borders, foreign and domestic, but I guess that's gone out the window.
Indeed it has. Well, I appreciate the call, man.
Have a good day.
You too, bud.
Quick break here. We'll come back to more calls after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where dump truck drivers are in demand. Wiley Sanders is on the grow. We need dump truck drivers now. Call 855-77-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. We have an approaching trough and frontal system that will bring showers back into our forecast, but not right away. Today will be another dry day. Expect a sun and cloud mix. Very warm for this time of year with a high temperature up to about 88 today. We'll go down to 70 tonight. Dry through the evening hours tonight, but widely scattered showers developing in the overnight hours. And scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm tomorrow. A cooler day with a high temperature up near 80 for Friday. Saturday should be dry. We'll be in the mid-80s with partial sunshine and more scattered showers perhaps on Sunday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Whether you're buying a home or auto or consolidating debt, CB&S Bank's personal loans get you where you need to go. Go to cbsbank.com to find a location near you or apply online today. All loans subject to credit approval, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your market report. So far this year, over 3,300 homes have sold and closed in the River region with an average price of $260,000. Over 60% of these homes sold in 60 days or less and sold for 98% of list price. So, two forces are at work right now. First, we have more inventory of homes now than we've had in 4 years. Second, we also have the lowest interest rates in 15 months for VA, FHA, and conventional loans. and this helps sellers and buyers. In addition, sellers are more willing to negotiate favorable terms for buyers than I've seen in over 4 years. So the objection from potential sellers, where would we go if we sold our house? Well, now you have more homes to view than we've had in a long, long time. Why wait? For more information or a written report, call Bo Goodson at 221-2883 or the Goodson Group at 551-0225.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Ernest. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it. When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones and go to Joe, who's been very patient. Hey, Joe, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm Elmore County in Lake Jordan, and we don't mind speaking out and standing.
That's
a lot
right.
of people don't stand up and speak to this. I guess they're afraid. I don't know, but this federal government, along with their puppet masters, the international elite, the socialist world mess, they're taking everything from us, and they'll take our lives one day. And I wish people would start speaking up before they have to scream behind the gates of a re-education camp.
Yeah.
And also this, look at the chaos up here in North Carolina.
Yeah.
People are out there looting. When's shooting's going to start for food and water? Government's not doing nothing. What's going to happen when this government orchestrates a national emergency and we've got chaos across the nation? Do you think we're going to be safe in our homes and they're going to come help us? No, they're not. People need to wake up. There's a storm coming, and the Sapo is already orchestrating it. They need to wake up.
And you ain't the only one saying it, Joe. I think there are a lot of people waking up to this idea. And then the next question is, who actually can lead the way for everybody who has gotten bright to this idea?
Well, God help us.
Yeah. Amen. Appreciate it, Joe.
Hey, thank you.
272-9228. Let's go to Terry. Hey, Terry.
Hello, gentlemen. I am a longtime listener of Talk Radio in Montgomery. This is my very first call. So I appreciate very much taking the call.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope you can help me with something that's been very perplexing for me. And I know you have Judge Napolitano on as a guest, and I was a big fan of his on Fox. I still respect his legal acumen and very intelligent man. But visiting his site, Judging Freedom, he has taken a very strange turn of extreme anti-Israel sentiments. His site has actually become a roost for all kinds of crazies and guests that also are almost blatantly supporting Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran. And where is this coming from? This is so strange to me that they could be anti-Israel. Scott Ritter, the frequent guest, has completely gone over the edge. What is behind all this?
Honestly, I'm not that surprised because I've been in libertarian circles for a long time. And there actually have been consistent over the years. It's become very much more inflamed since October the 7th and since Israel essentially took the gloves off. But there people on the left and then say the libertarian, anti-war libertarians have long seen the U.S. relationship with Israel as pulling the U.S. into war and not in our interest. There are certain folks that Knapp has on I really listen to and still respect, like I'd say a Doug McGregor or John Mearsheimer, or even a Jeffrey Sachs, who I disagree with. Some of the reporters, I see what you're saying, and I tack it up to I disagree. I don't.
Well,
yeah.
Take a listen, visit that site, and even McGregor, he's come down many notches in my esteem, which means very little. But these are largely, they seem to be baseless perspectives on evil, genocidal Israel, and I find that very strange coming from otherwise intelligent people. It's just almost nonsensical. It's not isolationist, or it's not necessarily nationalist view. This is an anti-Israel view, packed with all of the lies and the claims of murder. They're calling Nasrallah thing is murder, all kinds of things like that. At the very least, it's extremely disappointing, and to me, it undermines their credibility enormously. It's hard to listen to Napolitano on any subject now and give him the benefit of the doubt. And, of course, that's just my personal opinion. But I was hoping, thinking you might have some kind of deeper insight. It's so ludicrous, the level of anti-Israel sentiments on his site, that you almost wonder, are they being paid? Is there money involved? But I don't want to question somebody's ethics necessarily. But yeah, it was just very, very odd. I'm going to add one quick thing before I get off the telephone, if you'd be so kind. I've worked with the Hispanic community in Montgomery for many, many years. The volunteer Hispanic pastor, which I am now at Kilby Prison, and had the same role at Maxwell Prison for nearly 4 years. And I also live in Guatemala, approximately half the year at this point. But if people don't realize the enormous flood of people that are entering in Montgomery, my evidence is only anecdotal, based on attending services, church services, and this kind of thing. But this is getting into tens of thousands of people here in the Montgomery area. And despite my ministry with the Hispanics know very well I'm very much for secure borders and legal entry into the country. But Montgomery has a shadow Latino population which is huge at this point.
Well, I appreciate the work you're doing, number one. And we'll see where it goes. I mean, how is it going in Montgomery?
Well, we're so saturated at this point that the new arrivals are having difficulty finding work. Up until about a year ago, there was still very strong demand, and very few Latinos here in Montgomery would have worked for anything less than $15 an hour. And now the labor market is much softer because of the continual flood of people coming in. Wow. And there's no doubt that perform vital functions in the economy here, doing all kinds of work. And there's a lot of subcontracting out at Hyundai to avoid direct hire people without documents. But these factories and plants would be very hard pressed without, I'll say undocumented, without the illegal immigrants participating in the economy here. So there are good aspects, there are bad aspects. That's a very long discussion, but I feel that they're here. I have a mandate to evangelize, love, and serve in the name of Jesus. That is the highest priority. But again, I'm still very much control the border, and certainly hope if and when Trump turns to presidency that he'll close that down. So,
and then before you go, Terry, on the first topic, I argued. Usually I don't argue with my guests. I was arguing with the judge about Israel on Tuesday, and I have found that he's very consistent. I can't think of a modern president he hasn't called a war criminal. He has let's just say, a very strict pre-Vatican II Catholic view of natural law and how that should be implemented with the governments of the world. I'm a little taken aback by where it seems like the Palestinian cause is just, when I look at that mess, I think it's a mess, and the peacemakers have just prolonged suffering by, saying, hey, let's fight wars that nobody can win, and we'll call for peace again, and we'll repeat it every decade or so. But I'll just say that I think the judge is coming from a very hardcore principle place that you don't often hear. So I still appreciate him, and his book, Freedom's Anchor on the Constitution, is worth every dollar to have it. It's very well done.
No, that's without question. I agree. In those particular contexts, he's done a great job. I very much enjoyed listening to him, but he is entertaining on his show loony folks who are, again, denouncing Israel as some kind of genocidal maniac who's the cause of all the problems, and actually championing the terrorist causes. He's aiding and abetting simply by giving them that platform, and it's very, very disappointing, to say the least.
Well, I appreciate the call, Terry.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
You too.
Yeah, a lot of that's coming from, say, UN. The genocide claims come from the South African report to the International Court of Justice. Of course, the Israelis dispute it. But my point of view and my approach to life is, I say, judge people at their best. I think we're much too quick to say, we don't agree now, so we can never talk to one another. I think that's...
Yeah, we are quick to that.
That's part of our general problem right now in these days. But hey, we got to hit the stop the hour break. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Some manufacturers and retailers urging President Biden to invoke a 1947 law as a way to suspend the strike that has shut down U.S. ports from Maine to Texas. At issue is the Taft-Hartley Act. The law authorizes a president to seek a court order for an 80-day cooling-off period for companies and unions to try to resolve their differences. However, Biden says he won't intervene. After surveying hurricane damage in the Carolinas, President Biden will get a first-hand look at the devastation in Georgia and Florida today. Meanwhile, the Hurricane Helene death count is at 200. And as the holiday season is drawing near, U.S. retailers beginning to ramp up hiring. The Dow dropping 290 points. The Nasdaq is off 42. This is SRN News.
Hey, folks. Donald Trump Jr. here. Let me ask you this. Does inflation feel worse than we're being told in the news? That's because the official inflation rate doesn't tell the whole story. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back. But what you can do is stop your losses today. How? By diversifying your savings into a gold IRA from my friends at the Birch Gold Group. When you're done, your money will be parked in a tangible asset with proven history. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word PREPARE to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust. They provide an easy process to roll over your 401k or IRA into gold without losing your tax advantage status. So text PREPARE to 989898. That's PREPARE to the number 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold.
This part of the program, folks, brought to you by Josh and Leslie Ryder there at Dylan Rings. And I'm looking at the Dylan Rings Facebook page right now, and there is a great tribute by Josh to Leslie. This Saturday, October the 5th, will be Josh and Leslie Ryder's 28th wedding anniversary.
Congratulations.
So happy anniversary early, guys. Congratulations. And it's, as Josh is saying here, quoting him, this is a time to reflect on our journey together and remember all the bumps and dips along the way that brought us closer together. Happy anniversary, Leslie. he put out to her, and has a quote here: "To love and be loved is to feel the sun from both sides." And great couple. And man, they work well together. They have a fantastic shop. They're at Dillon Rings, a full-service jewelry shop. It could be you're looking for custom design work by Josh, or maybe you're leaning on Leslie to help you pick out from that amazing selection they have there at Dillon Rings, from high-end to everyday jewelry that doesn't break the bank or break your heart if you maybe, wear it out on the night on the town, it gets a little messed up. And of course, they can do repairs. Say something does get messed up. They can repair it, even watch repairs. They can do spa treatments. So it could be an older piece of jewelry that you want to shine and shimmer like it once did when it was brand new. And of course, they can do appraisals. They do it all there. Again, they're a full service jewelry shop. So check them out today. You can always, again, look at Dillon Rings on the Book of Faces or Instagram, or just go to DillonRings.com. But I really encourage you to stop by that showroom, 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off Atlanta Highway, kind of where AUM, the old fun zone, used to be. Right. And be sure to tell Josh and Leslie that Joey and Eddie sent you, and also be sure to tell them happy anniversary. We'll be right back.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. Alabama Wholesale Lumber, the best quality building materials in the River region for decades. From common builds to special orders and local delivery. Call Alabama Wholesale Lumber.
Rich Thomas Weather. Well, hi, everybody. We have an approaching trough and frontal system that will bring showers back into our forecast, but not right away. Today will be another dry day. Expect a sun and cloud mix. Very warm for this time of year with a high temperature up to about 88 today. We'll go down to 70 tonight. Dry through the evening hours tonight, but widely scattered showers developing in the overnight hours, and scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm tomorrow. A cooler day with a high temperature up near 80 for Friday. Saturday should be dry. We'll be in the mid-80s with partial sunshine and more scattered showers perhaps on Sunday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
John Bobo with Capital Tractor. Have you heard the news? Capital Tractor will soon be moving to a brand new location in Montgomery. With lots of Kubota inventory, we're going to sell it instead of move it. Our big moving sale is a great time to get a great deal on a Kubota at Capital Tractor in Montgomery.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. More than 1,400 Macon County residents have been without water for the past few days. Now, an unrelated maintenance error has expanded the outage even further. A Dixie Electric crew hit a water main while installing a utility pole on County Road 24 Wednesday. The Water Authority estimates another 1,200 people are now without water in Macon County. A judge dismissed the murder charge against a Montgomery man on Wednesday. Chaney James was arrested for the fatal shooting of 26-year-old Joseph McLean during a dice game on Robinson Street in June of 2021. The court ruled that James acted in self-defense under Alabama's Stand Your Ground law. A Montgomery man has been found guilty of killing a teenager in Prattville 2 years ago. An Autauga County jury convicted 21-year-old Jacarian Willis of murder on Wednesday. Willis shot 18-year-old Vashawn Mosley multiple times at a home in Prattville in October 2022. Willis was sentenced to 99 years in prison. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
I'm Wes Allen, Secretary of State. In Alabama, election integrity is a top priority. We must ensure fair, secure, and transparent elections. To vote in Alabama, state law requires voters to present a valid form of photo identification. For a complete list of acceptable identification, or to learn more about acquiring a free photo voter ID, visit alabamavotes.gov.
This message is presented by Alabama Secretary of State Wes Allen.
Hey y'all, this is Steve Kirkpatrick for Big Block Designs. I haven't always been a drafter. I grew up in the radio TV broadcasting business in Pensacola, which is why I know the value of advertising on Blue Water Broadcasting. And you know the first thing you do when you get in the car is turn on the radio. Blue Water Broadcasting gets results. Big Block Designs has grown because we advertise with Blue Water. It works. Want to grow your business? You should too. Have a better day.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Enjoy an evening of wine on the water at the 14th Annual Riverwalk Wine Festival, Friday, October 11th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Union Station Train Shed. This event includes a variety of wine tastings, food vendors, and live music by DJ Wright and the Wesley Hill Band. Must be 21 or over to purchase a ticket. Tickets available online at mgmcityevents.com or montgomeryal.gov. Proceeds go to the Family Sunshine Center. Don't miss the fun. Brought to you by the City of Montgomery Department of Cultural Affairs.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm Joey, that's Eddie.
What's up, homie?
272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. That's 334-272-9228. And hey, this song that's playing right now, a little instrumental we open every hour with,
yeah,
the full song is now available to stream. I'm actually attempting to sing on it.
Nice.
So if you want to make fun of me, it's out there. Just look up Joey Clark, Where's the Liberty, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube Music, pretty much wherever you get music. Again, that's Joey Clark, Where's the Liberty? 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation again. Let's continue forward. Here is Trump reacting to this latest from Jack Smith. And in fact, before we do that, shouldn't we break down exactly the main takeaways from what Jack Smith is up to?
I'd like to.
Because this filing dropped, I believe, today. It's again under Judge Eileen Cannon.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a write-up of 5 key details in Special Counsel Jack Smith's Trump election case filing. A federal judge yesterday unsealed a key filing from Special Counsel Jack Smith's updated election interference case against former President Donald Trump. U.S. District Judge for the District of Columbia, Tanya Chutkan, unsealed Smith's 165-page filing in which Smith argues that Trump is not immune from prosecution for his alleged criminal scheme to overturn the 2020 election results. Smith submitted the document after the U.S. Supreme Court earlier this year ruled that a president is immune from prosecution for official acts. Quote, although the defendant was the incumbent president during the charged conspiracies, his scheme was fundamentally a private one. Working with a team of private co-conspirators, the defendant acted as a candidate when he pursued multiple criminal means to disrupt, through fraud and deceit, the government function by which votes are collected and counted, a function in which the defendant, as president, had no official role. The Supreme Court's decision in Trump v. United States held that Smith could not prosecute Trump for the president's alleged use of the Justice Department to look into unproven claims of widespread voter fraud in the 2020 election. In response, Smith filed an updated indictment that revised the allegations against Trump to fit within the scope of the Supreme Court's decision. So Smith says his factual proffer. In the filing unsealed Wednesday, Smith outlined a factual proffer alleging Trump resorted to crimes to try to stay in office. With private co-conspirators, the defendant launched a series of increasingly desperate plans to overturn the legitimate election results in 7 states that he had lost: Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, New Mexico, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. His efforts included lying to state officials in order to induce them to ignore true vote counts, manufacturing fraudulent electoral votes in the targeted states, attempting to enlist Vice President Michael Pence in his role as President of the Senate to obstruct Congress's certification of the election by using the defendant's fraudulent electoral votes, and when all else had failed, on January 6, 2021, directing an angry crowd of supporters to the United States Capitol to obstruct the congressional certification. So we're just going to criminalize challenging elections now. If we say it's legitimate, it's legitimate.
Starting with him. Nothing before.
Right. Give me a break. Smith's claims that the through line of these efforts was deceit alleged Trump and co-conspirators engaged in a conspiracy to interfere with the federal government's function by which the nation collects and counts election results, which is set forth in the Constitution and the Electoral Count Act, a conspiracy to obstruct the official proceedings in which Congress certifies the legitimate results of the presidential election, and a conspiracy against the rights of millions of Americans to vote and have their votes counted. And why is this, by the way, got to be a conspiracy charges? Why can't you just say he did the thing?
He did it. Thought about it. Him and two people talked about it before it's a conspiracy.
No, if you could charge him for actually doing the thing, why not do that? Why do you got to make it a conspiracy charge?
He didn't do it.
Smith claims that several people close to Trump had told the former president his claims of the fraud were BS. According to Smith, in one conversation, an unnamed Trump attorney had told Trump that the campaign was looking into his fraud claims and had even hired external experts to do so, but could find no support for them. He told the defendant that if the campaign took these claims to court, they would get slaughtered because the claims are BS, the filing states, with Smith claiming that the lawyer discussed with Trump the investigations and debunkings on all major claims. For example, the attorney allegedly told Trump that Georgia's audit disproved claims that votes had been altered. Smith also claimed a senior campaign advisor who spoke with Trump on a daily basis and had informed him on multiple occasions that various fraud claims were false, had complained that Trump was losing his election lawsuits because his lawyers could not back up false claims about the election. Of course, he's got new details in here about Trump and Mike Pence. A White House staffer allegedly overhears Trump saying it doesn't matter if you won or lost.
I see. White House staffer overheard that.
Yeah. Smith presents a case against presidential immunity as well in this thing. Again, if you're relying on legal opinions, and certain legal opinions are now just criminal, outright criminal.
Yep.
Would it have been criminal? Say if, like, things don't go down with the riot. You know, just open up the doors. Not like you can't have those locked. It's not like you can't have the National Guard there. It's not like you can't secure the freaking Capitol. Number one. Imagine the world where the riot doesn't happen. Is it illegal for senators to debate this, for House members to debate this? Or, well, it was only legal when it was just for show, when other people had done it in the past. I don't have it all in front of me, but I believe the senators, in particular somebody like Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz, were looking to use the Electoral Count Act, which Smith himself is citing. And again, we're at the point where this guy has been almost killed twice. By this guy, I mean Trump. He has been indicted, sued, impeached,
arrested.
And yet he is, it does seem, the leading candidate. So the people say we have no say?
It feels like.
Your institutions, your brilliant schemes and legal minds, you have more say than voters? And you do this all in the name of protecting democracy. Okay. Absolutely ridiculous. Essentially, it looks like if you don't want Trump to go to prison, then you should vote for him.
Yep.
The American people will be the jury. Now, here's Trump responding to all this coming out today.
All right.
We know that Special Counsel Jack Smith had filed court documents calling your actions in the aftermath of the 2020 election, quote, a private criminal effort. Can you respond to that?
He's a deranged person. I call him deranged Jack Smith. He just lost the big documents case. That was the biggest of them all. They said the documents case, and they said that was the toughest of them all. Let me tell you, we just won it, and it was won strongly and completely. And it was a total victory in Florida. And he is a person who is trying, and he works for Kamala and he works for Joe. This was a weaponization of government, and that's why it was released 30 days before the election. And it's nothing new in there, by the way, nothing new. They rigged the election. I didn't rig the election. They should have never allowed the information to come before the public. But they did that because they want to hurt you with the election. It's pure election interference to get an incompetent person like Kamala. She's grossly incompetent. She's more incompetent than Biden to get these people elected.
Again, Trump responding, and he is the one point he's making that, like, this is nothing new.
Right.
As I was, talking to somebody about the whole January 6th question being brought up in the vice presidential debate, it's baked into the cake. Like, nothing J.D. Vance or Tim Walz could say on that stage was going to change anybody's mind about that event.
Oh, no, not about the event. You're right.
And as a meme meant to trigger certain feelings, so you go a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are, 272-9228. If you want to get in on the conversation, that's 334-272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by James Cole and Cole Plumbing. And they're at Cole Plumbing. Well, James and the team are ready to help you with any and all of your plumbing problems. Could be everyday issues from clogged drain to low water pressure. Maybe even, you're a few years into that house and you notice when you flush the toilet that it's coming up through the shower drain.
Ooh, not a good.
Could very well. It could be all sorts of things, but it could very well be, say, like tree root invasion.
Yes, it could be.
They can even help you with stuff like a gas line leak.
Yep.
Or maybe you got a basement and your sump pump isn't pumping water out of the basement when it rains. Well, they can help you with that there at Cole Plumbing. They can also help you with any major leak inside or outside your home. They have proprietary pipelining technology that allows them with precision and expertise to get in there and solve the problem without having to tear out a bunch of drywall inside the house or dig up a huge hole or trench trying to find it outside.
Mm-hmm.
No, with precision and expertise, they can get the job done. And of course, maybe you don't really have a problem other than you want nicer things. You want to upgrade, say a tankless water heater system or a taller toilet if your hips are starting to give out, or any new accessories you want to throw there in the shower, the bathroom, the kitchen. They've got your back there at Cole Plumbing. So check them out today. You can always go to coleplumbing.com or give them a call, 279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl,
call on Cole, Joey.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, fellas.
Hey, Randall, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man. Before I get to why I call, and like you were saying, all the stuff Trump's done and been through, and how it don't seem like a normal time that we've been through. Like, this is so much different. Plus, add on that people has talked to him about cocaine. I love the clip you play all the time.
Hold on, let's remind folks, Randall.
Is cocaine a stronger up? Yeah. So you're way up with cocaine more than anything else you can think of.
Cocaine will turn you into a damn owl, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Plus, he made the gold shoes they made a high top set to come out. Now he's gonna come out with a low top set.
Oh wow!
So I mean, we've never had this type of presidency. I mean, and I don't believe we ever will again. I believe this is something new. I mean, something with one of a kind. That's it. But man, I checked out your music, man. Is all them songs on that you or that on Apple Music? That's all you?
No, just the one. Just the Where's the Liberty?
Just the one. Okay. I don't know why I pulled up the other ones under you.
Yeah, it's I'm trying out releasing things, and I mean, I've got in the hopper, maybe I'll put out a full album, but wanted to just try it over the weekend. Had that song ready to go.
Well, I went down. I downloaded. I made it my favorite. I've added it to the library and I saved it. So I've done everything I could. I know you ain't gonna make much money off of it. It's takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of plays to get money off of it.
Oh yeah, it's not the point's not to make money. It's just no. This is the intro song to the show. Here's actually the full song with the full lyrics.
Yeah, and I done listened to it for a 30-minute ride. I rode to Clanton and back and listened to it. So a whole hour today I listened.
Nice.
So
appreciate that. And folks, the song is "Where's the Liberty?" Just Joey Clark, "Where's the Liberty?" And it's available pretty much anywhere you can stream music.
And I do. I put it on my iTunes. I put it on repeat tonight and just let it play out for 24 hours and get your a little stuff
There you
up.
go.
'Cause,
Give me a little
I
lunch
mean,
money.
well, I've already got it. You know what I mean? So I'm out to help out some of my friends with it. I just put it on repeat and it just let play all night. So that's how I do that one for you. But anyway, I just want to call and tell you. I thought all of them when I was like, man, you use your voice like an instrument, because like I couldn't tell, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't for sure, because I was like, man, I want to test Joey too, but he just changing his voice up. Because if you change your voice up like that, you might not be sitting in that seat long, homie.
No, that one's got layering for sure. Doing high, doing low, doing mid range.
Yeah. All right, brother, man. I love y'all.
See you,
Enjoy
Randy.
the show.
Appreciate it, Randy.
All right.
No, but if you hear the high vocal tracks dry by themselves, oh, you don't want to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. That's not what's in the front of the mix. It needs to be in the background. If it's in the front of the mix, you're like, what is that screeching cat right there? Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
It's Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, did y'all see that on the news? I think Elon Musk released these photos of this Daggett guy, this union boss, the big mouth guy that was talking over, going to break this country. And
crush you.
Yeah, the guy's a millionaire.
Yeah.
He lives in a 7,000 square foot mansion estate. He drives a Bentley. He's got a yacht. I mean, and he's up there trying to act like he's one of these hard-working guys that we need the money. Good grief.
Everything is so corrupt and fake.
So
I
true.
mean, this guy, he's probably works for the mob. I wouldn't be surprised. But, I mean, well, these guys are going to have screwed up because one of their complaints was that they didn't want the automation to take over jobs. Well, guess what? They're really going to amp it up now with automation. They'll make sure that they don't have to worry about this again. All that's going to do is increase the automation for these jobs. So,
especially doing it this way in the press, it doesn't create a lot of goodwill.
Not at all.
no, I mean,
That's what
can
I
you
can't
imagine
believe.
what the American people feel like right now, what we're going through, and to see this guy complaining, wanting a raise, a 50% raise? Yeah, doesn't everybody?
So hopefully the person
Good.
that thought it was a good idea to put him out there as their front man doesn't work there anymore. Because that's right up there with the Budweiser move.
Well, now they know who the longshoremen are.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
they do.
They just mess up. I like what DeSantis is doing down there in Florida. He's got the National Guard and another military. They're going to start helping with the docks.
Oh wow!
And of course, these retail companies they'll find a way to alleviate some of this. They'll just have these shipments go to the West Coast and just deliver them from there, or they'll have it flown in. A lot of freight comes by air, and these guys are just you can if you need a raise, but what are these guys making an hour? $100-some an hour?
About $150 a year.
And it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
they think they're going to cripple it, but it's not. They're just going to mess themselves up. Where they should have learned their lesson for what happened in the past when stuff like this happened. But And of course, Biden, he could end this thing with the Taft-Hartley Act. I mean, he's allowed to go in there and say, all right, we're going to have a cooling off period here, 90 days, whatever. But he said he ain't going to do it because he's a union man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Union Joe.
Well, stay tuned. I've got a Peter St. Onge video today is about what he called the union extortionists. So we'll have to play that.
Yeah, this is just, these. I had to run down to make my daily visit to the Walmart, and the toilet paper section was cleaned out pretty good. But I was hoping to see somebody with a buggy full so I could say something to them, but I didn't run in. But these people out there don't realize that 93% of the toilet paper is made in America.
Right.
And it's shipped on trucks. It has nothing to do with this strike and these idiot people running in there buying all this crap that doesn't even come off these ships.
This might be a good test if this existence is really just a grand simulation. Has anybody actually seen anybody with a buggy full of toilet paper?
Good point, Joe.
Or is it just disappearing?
I've just seen the pictures of the empty shelves so far.
Right.
No, but I did see a woman yesterday. She had about 50 or 60 boxes of toothpaste in her buggy.
Wow.
Now, she might have been buying those to send to the relief.
That's what I'm
I
guessing,
don't know.
yeah.
That might be what it was.
Yeah.
I guess that was why would you need? That was enough toothpaste to last me till about 2035 or something. I don't know. But no, it was all the toilet paper. It's funny. It was just the toilet paper. It wasn't really the paper towels. There were still plenty of paper towels, but it's just the toilet paper. What is this obsession people have with toilet paper?
People don't want to have itchy, stinky butts, so they buy a lot of toilet paper. They don't believe in the paperless system.
Yeah, once you see what Americans eat, you're kind of like,
yeah.
Well, Joe does. Joe just wears a Depends. He doesn't
lets it go.
Yeah, that sounds nice some days. Appreciate the call, Jim.
Hey, Joe. Let me ask you real quick.
Yeah.
Give me your prognostication on the Bulldogs and the Tigers this Saturday.
Oh, good God!
What's your name your score? Come on.
I think there's actually going to be an execution on the game. Like during the game.
You said
score.
Sky said 24.
George is a 24-point favorite.
I think they'll beat us by 30.
No, I want to have hope. I'll say they beat us by 2 touchdowns. Whatever number that is. I don't have it off the top of my head.
Yeah.
It hurts. My heart hurts watching Auburn this year.
Somebody took a dig at them on the news. I mean, on the radio. I was listening to something. The guy said, "Well, there's one problem. There's no problem with toilet paper over in Auburn this year. They got plenty of toilet paper over there."
This is true.
Yeah, that's well done. That's clever.
Yeah, touche. All right, man. Y'all have a good weekend.
You too, Jim. See you, buddy.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Those on the phones, hold your positions. We'll be right back.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Are you ready for a fantastical adventure? The 71st Alabama National Fair is charging into town October 4th to the 14th.
People come from miles around, from the farms and from the towns, where excitement will be found in the Alabama National Fair.
Picture this, a day of wonder where your admission magically unlocks a world of enchantment. Marvel at the Zerbini Circus presented by Coca-Cola. Gasp at the Fearless Flores Thrill Show sponsored by Don Duncan's All-American Tire and Automotive. Giggle with the Swifty Swine Racing Pigs presented by Alpha Farmers Federation. Enjoy Cowtown USA thanks to Chappie's Deli. Be amazed by the Tiger Encounter sponsored by Haynes Graphics. And groove with the Puppet Tone Rockers presented by Mullen X Motors. And don't miss Drew Hill in concert October 5th sponsored by HMMA. And the sensational Dylan Scott sponsored by Haynes Ambulance October 10th. Be sure to check out alabamanationalfair.org for special discount days. Sponsored by the Kiwanis Club of Montgomery, Hyundai Motor Manufacturing, Alabama, and Coca-Cola.
It's the best 11 days of fall.
This is your roving reporter, and today I am talking with an elk. Hey man, Mr. Elk, I was just wondering, what do elk do to take care of their money? Well, like most smart folks, we call David Erdit. You mean Alabama's most favorite asset preservationist? That's him, man. We call him up at 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. I see. Yes, he is our preferred money man. The money man with the money plan. You've been paying attention. Well, could you give us those numbers one more time? 334-279-7431 or 205-479-0839. And I just want to try to give you a heads up, man. Oh, what's that? I'm not an elk. Not an elk, huh? Well, then, pray tell, what are you? Knights of Columbus. I am not even going to make a comment. Well, the baby liked it.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust new Febreze car vent clips, now with 3 times greater scent control, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with new Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing, which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where dump truck drivers are in demand. Wiley Sanders is on the grow. We need dump truck drivers now. Call 855-77-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather. Well, hi, everybody. We have an approaching trough and frontal system that will bring showers back into our forecast, but not right away. Today will be another dry day. Expect a sun and cloud mix. Very warm for this time of year with a high temperature up to about 88 today. We'll go down to 70 tonight. Dry through the evening hours tonight, but widely scattered showers developing in the overnight hours. And scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm tomorrow. A cooler day with a high temperature up near 80 for Friday. Saturday should be dry. We'll be in the mid-80s with partial sunshine and more scattered showers perhaps on Sunday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
For the lowest prices around on flooring and DIY flooring installation supplies, Budget Floors and More is your new best friend. Luxury vinyl plank, carpet, ceramic tile, floor installation supplies, and more with prices lower than the big box stores. Budget Floors and More, Hunter Lane across from Del Rey to Publix.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go to the phones and let's go to Robert. Hey, Robert, how you doing?
How you doing, fellas?
Good. How you doing, man?
Good. I listen to you guys every day, and I enjoy your show. And I have called in before, but I rarely ever do. But I was just listening to this issue about the strike and the labor unions.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a union guy. My job is, associated with the union. I had a union. I've been working on the same job for 42 years, and I know quite a bit about the union and how it works. But, the life of the contract, and you say 50%, they say 50% to 70% over the life of the contract. That's over 6 years. So, it average out to what percentage over the 6 years. You don't get it all at once. You ask for 50%. The life of the contract is 6 years, so you get a percentage every year.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if the union is designed to assist you and aid you in the event that your rights are being violated, it's not a get out of jail free card. And so when it came down to the strike, it's not like the people just went out and said, we're going to strike today. The contract negotiations had to break down somewhere on both sides. They had to come to an impasse. They couldn't agree. And so in order for you to go on a strike, you got to take a strike vote with all your members.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have 50% plus one to say we want to strike. So, you know, I listen to your callers, and Alabama is a anti-union state, and I know that. I know that, you know, for a fact.
Yep.
They don't care, you know, Alabama don't care anything about the union. So if you're fortunate enough to have a union on your job, you're a blessed person in Alabama. But, you know, I listen to a bunch of your callers, and you say the guys make anywhere from $50,000 to $200,000 a year. And I went in this morning, I just read, you know, I didn't want to just, you know, come off blind and, you know, not know what I'm talking about. But you got a guy making $200,000 a year. He working 100 hours a week. That guy don't have a life besides working. You know, on average, if you making $200,000 a year at 2,080 hours, you making $96 an hour. There's nobody out there making $96 an hour working on a dock. But he can't make $200,000 a year with probably overtime working 100 hours a week. What life do he have? He don't have a life. And, you know, you listen to the call and say, well, they make between $50,000 and $150,000, but you got to go out there and do your research. There's so many things that goes on in a labor contract, and a union cannot get anything that the company is not capable of paying. You can't get it. If it's not there, you can't force them to pay it. In order to give it, you got to have it. And when you say a 6-year contract, whether you say 50% or whether you say 70%, over the life of the contract, how much is it per year? You know, nobody's going to get a 50% raise right off the bat. Nobody's going to get a 70% raise like you just snapped your fingers, I want 70% on top of my top wage. It doesn't work that way. And there's so many other things that go on in the contract. You know, I mean, I don't have the privy of their contract, but it's health care, retirement. It's so many things, you know, and the union make concessions. You don't always just get. You don't always get to just demand. It's a bargaining unit. You know, you exchange proposals, but at some point something broke down. These guys hadn't been on the strike since 1977. So that's telling me that nobody's going in there forcing their will on anybody since 1977. It doesn't work that way. But you have so many callers that are anti-union in Alabama. They don't give a squat about a union. They don't want a union. They don't care anything about a union because what the union does, it has the tendency to make the playing field even. And you have so many conservatives, they don't want that. They want to be the controller. They want to rule. So that's why they don't want the union.
Well, then, as I was describing yesterday, and I've got a clip I'll play here in a second, the guy we usually play, Peter St. Onge, I think the sticking point here is the automation. The same union all those years back, I think you just mentioned, were against containerization, which I think brought it down from like $6 a ton to unload to 16 cents a ton to unload. And as I think Vivek Ramaswamy pointed out, there's this major index that judges port efficiency. The U.S. doesn't have a single efficient port, like Highline port, in the top 50 in the world. Like we don't have a single port that even is in the top 50. And so I think there are technological changes and things. It's one thing, if you're working on the job and, as you said, your rights are being abused or you're being pulled around this way or that. But I think when there are things down the road that could bring cost savings to almost every industry, that would probably be ideal for the vast majority of Americans.
And that's probably the way that you can do it when it comes to automation. You could do it probably with attrition. If don't hire back. People going to die. They're going to retire. They're going to quit.
Yeah, attrition. Right.
So if you want to ease it in gradually, and nobody likes rapid change, but change is going to come. Change is going to make us better in most situations. So whether it's automation, I'm just guessing. Money quarterbacking. I don't know whether they say, well, boom, we're gonna do it all at one time, and I don't believe that's gonna happen. Mm-hmm. And certain things that if you work for a private individual, it's certain things that you can't stop regardless.
Right.
You can't stop it. But I just listen. I mean, I'm sorry for being long-winded.
No, good call, Robert.
And I think there's so much misunderstanding when you look back in the days when you know, in the 60s when the union just came in and just took control of everything. You had them out there killing folks and doing this and doing that and all that crazy stuff that you see on television. It's not that way. And I guess the unfortunate part about it is we're facing some catastrophic things with this hurricane and all this crazy weather that we're having and all these disasters that we're having, and it couldn't have been a worse time to go on a strike. And I think that, but this strike just didn't start with we're gonna strike with Hurricane Helena.
Right.
The negotiations had to break down, and I can promise you a paycheck that these negotiations had been going on for months before now. Because it's just so much. You can't just go out and do a work stoppage, because at that point there, you start, in other words, if you're working for industry, the airlines, and you just one day you say everybody going to call in sick, and you call that airlines millions and billions of dollars, that airlines can in turn turn around and sue the international for making them lose money. You can't go out there and do a work stoppage or even a strike without having a strike vote.
Right.
And you got to notify the company that this here is coming. You just can't do it. And it's just so much misconception out there, misunderstanding. And I've been here in the union, and I started out for the last 25 years. I started off as a vice president, and now I'm a president of the local. And I got in my position because the general manager would not sit down and have a conversation with me because he said, you weren't a member of the executive board. I said, okay, I can handle that. So the next election, I went and ran for vice president, so I ended up being the president of the local. And, you know, it's just so much misconception out there, and, you know, it's kind of depressing because people don't have a true understanding of it. But now, don't get me wrong. I know there's some bad hombres out there that head some of these locals, and they're power happy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the way the gentleman did the other day, his comments that he said, that was totally unacceptable. He was a bear. He was a bear in the woods. He shouldn't have got up there and said what he said to pee everybody off. Wrong time, wrong place to do it. He was totally out of place. And he should be held accountable for those comments that he made. You got to pick your battles, and you got to pick the things that you say, because once you spit it out, you can't get it back. All right, fellas, I appreciate you.
Great call, Robert, and thank you for listening.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. No, it seems like there's a role for unions in society, obviously. I think even like an Uber free market society. But I think what he mentioned about the history, number one, what he mentioned about the bad hombres, and then I think the way this is, how it was all centralized to the feds changes things a little bit too.
Well, the contract's been up for a while, and he's right. The negotiations had to have been going on for 6 months or more. That's how it's always worked. But, and there was a place in Tennessee this weekend wouldn't let their employees leave.
Oh, yeah.
Now they're denying it. The employees that lived through it, they're telling a different story.
We got to hit a break.
All right.
This is part of the program, though. Brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage, and whether you're looking to buy or refinance that home there at Alabama Home Mortgage, they're ready to help you out. And maybe you've been on the fence, about refinancing, and you're looking at interest rates. Well, the rates are coming down. So it is worth a conversation with Kim and Madeline. You don't have to fully pull the trigger.
No, but you see what's going on.
Let them get to know you and your goals and refinancing, and follow the number. Like, if it makes sense, go for it, man. It could be you're looking to reinvest in your property or just shore up your financial situation. I know a lot of folks have been really stuck with credit cards trying to make ends meet. There are a lot of good reasons for a refinance deal, and they have a very special, I think they call it an EARL refinance with current VA home loan owners.
Okay.
So if you currently have a VA home, like a loan, a mortgage through the VA, there is a very special opportunity for you right now at Alabama Home Mortgage. So call them today, at least ask about it. See if it applies to you. 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
You probably know lots of people you trust to mow your lawn or wash your car. But when it comes to electrical work, you're picky. And you should be. See, electricity is complicated and potentially dangerous. The sad truth is, each year there are thousands of home fires caused by faulty wiring. Crosby Electric has been serving the river region for almost 50 years. Their technicians are held to the highest standards in the profession. To wear the Crosby Electric uniform, you have to undergo background checks, rigorous drug testing, continuous education, and safety training. The technicians at Crosby are specialists. They don't do plumbing. They don't fix air conditioners. They simply provide superior electric service in a safe and timely manner. Don't take chances. When you need electrical work, or if you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us online at crosbyelectric.com.
Tucker Pecan is in a brand new location at 1935 Mulberry Street, but they've still got the same great products they had when they were downtown.
Hey, David Little with Tucker Pecan. We're here at 1935 Mulberry Street. Hey, we've got a great new shop. We have great new neighbors, great people coming in to see us, and we are so excited because we're going to be doing the same things we've done for years and years, but we're going to do them a little bit better now. We're going to be more centrally located, but you don't have to go downtown. You can come over here to Mulberry Street and shop with us. We've got great jelly jams. We've got Vertigo hot sauce, bearded pickles. We've got all the candies that have made us successful over the years. We've got some new barbecue sauces, Alabama Sunshine, great items. And you know what? We've got the shelf stocked with them, and they're ready for you to come pick up. And if you can't get to Montgomery, you know what? Go to our other store, Wetumpka, 132 Company Street, downtown Wetumpka. They have all the great items up there also. So come check either location out, and we'll take care of the rest. You can call us 262-4470 and like us on Facebook.
They're dudes. Hey, dudes.
Where's the grill?
Oh, it blew up. Your face, how do I put this in layman's terms, is a mess. Slightly confused.
Ooh, what about a baby tiger? Now that's a cool pet.
Fully committed.
Oh, dear. That's not good.
Fox Sunday, it's Animation Domination's newest heroes.
Nailed it.
An all-new Universal Basic Guys.
Sunday on Fox 20.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Eddie, how you doing?
All right, how you doing, bro?
Good. I thought Robert Skull's very informed.
Yeah.
And I like that we agree on this boss. He is not helping anybody.
I can't believe they put him out there. I mean, whoever put him out there knew him. And they, that's his personality. He didn't turn that on when they turned the camera on. That's him, I'm guessing, 24/7.
Oh, yeah.
So why would you do that?
Chain and all.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Old school, man.
I think he wears that chain even when he's in the shower. That chain don't come off.
No, that's an image. Let's go to Robert. Hey, Robert, how you doing?
Hey, guys, y'all cracking me up. I just want to take the 30,000-mile view.
Okay.
So go with me for just a second, okay? I'm going to list about 5 things, and then I'm going to ask a question, right?
All right.
From the 30,000-mile view, we got Israel and Iran over there scuffing it up. Then we got Ukraine and Russia. They've been scuffing it up with a lot of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we got a hurricane that's damaged a whole bunch of our country.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got an open border that's letting, we don't know who's coming in. And then we got a port strike. And the president has the ability to say, look, you give them half of what they want money-wise and all of what they want AI-wise. In other words, if you're going to give me something that helps me do my job, that's great. But if you're going to give me something that takes away my job, then I give you the middle finger. And after saying all that, this is my question. Who is in charge? Is Biden in charge? Is Kilometer in charge? Who is going to address? And I just listed 5 major damn issues that affect the entire country of the United States. Whether you're Democrat or Republican, it affects all of us. Who is in charge? And Eddie, when I say and Joey, I'm not pressing you guys to have the answer.
Yeah,
it's the people in charge that have to have the answer.
We're asking the same question, Robert. Who's in charge?
My guess is the chief of staff for the White House, who's now Jeff Zients. He's probably making a lot of the decisions.
No, but we both know, everybody on your show, I think we all know that the third in line is the House. The House. Closest to the people, the House.
Yeah, Mike Johnson, but Mike Johnson ain't running this stuff.
And he's done great. But what I'm saying is as much as I agree with the previous caller about the union issue, they are bigger issues going on. I'm not wanting to tell him he missed his issue, because if the country goes down, then there's plenty of people to run the damn port.
Well,
don't ever think you can't be replaced. And I've been in a union. I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
You can be replaced.
Right, right.
That's right.
Well, I appreciate the call, man. It was a good call.
If you keep voting Democrat, you will get replaced.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. 272-9228. Let's see. This is on 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey.
Hey.
This is Jeremy.
Hey, Jeremy. How you doing,
I had
bud?
a question. I'm doing all right. So if our toilet paper and stuff is shipped by rail and in the country, how come when COVID come about and the ships were in the sea and they couldn't get to port, we didn't have no toilet paper? Does that make sense?
Because people made a run on toilet paper.
But okay. All right.
Yeah, I know.
This doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I think it's folks for some reason got fixated on toilet paper. I mean, when you think of it, toilet paper is very useful.
Be
But
same with gas. If they said there was going to be a gas shortage and everybody in Montgomery went to fill up, it'd take us weeks to get it back in the supply chain again.
I thought their excuse was that it was stuck out on the ships because the ships couldn't get in the dock. So that was never their excuse.
for a lot of other things, but not for toilet paper.
Okay. All right. Just that was my only question. Thank y'all.
Hey, thank you, Jeremy.
He's right, though. Doesn't make any
It doesn't make sense, dude. Although I did see some yards getting TP'd, so
Yeah?
yeah, I guess.
And that hasn't happened since high school.
I think these are high school students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody's shaving cream the yard, like
shaving cream,
something like you suck or whatever.
Really?
Yeah, it was that era. Catholic around that time. It'd be the senior prank,
What's wrong with
and
good
some
old-
people would prank each other at that.
What's wrong with an egg?
Well,
they did get pretty expensive.
It's a much better to have shaving cream on the lawn than eggs thrown at the siding. You're gonna. One thinks I got a hose.
I got a story for you on that, Joe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't tell it on air.
Okay.
Involves my son.
How about
Yes.
this? We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm John Scott. Hurricane Helene's death toll has reached 200 after Georgia and North Carolina reported even more fatalities from that storm. Search and rescue operations are continuing in the mountains of western North Carolina, which bore the worst of that storm. It was the deadliest to hit the U.S. mainland since Hurricane Katrina back in 2005. The Israeli military has warned people to evacuate a city and other communities in southern Lebanon that are north of a UN-declared buffer zone. The warning signals that the military may be widening a ground operation launched earlier this week against the Hezbollah terrorist group. The Dow dropping 225 points, the NASDAQ 42 in the red. This is SRN News.
Hey, folks, Donald Trump Jr. here. Let me ask you this. Does inflation feel worse than we're being told in the news? That's because the official inflation rate doesn't tell the whole story. Since January of 2021, the cost of living has increased by 17.9%. You can't get that money back. But what you can do is stop your losses today. How? By diversifying your savings into a gold IRA from my friends at the Birch Gold Group. When you're done, your money will be parked in a tangible asset with proven history. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word PREPARE to 989898. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust. They provide an easy process to roll over your 401k or IRA into gold without losing your tax advantage status. So text PREPARE to 989898. That's PREPARE to the number 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs from Birch Gold.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, where dump truck drivers are in demand. Wiley Sanders is on the grow. We need dump truck drivers now. Call 855-77-9785.
Rich Thomas Weather. Well, hi, everybody. We have an approaching trough and frontal system that will bring showers back into our forecast, but not right away. Today will be another dry day. Expect a sun and cloud mix. Very warm for this time of year with a high temperature up to about 88 today. We'll go down to 70 tonight. Dry through the evening hours tonight, but widely scattered showers developing in the overnight hours, and scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm tomorrow. A cooler day with a high temperature up near 80 for Friday. Saturday should be dry. We'll be in the mid-80s with partial sunshine and more scattered showers perhaps on Sunday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Thank you for voting ASE Credit Union the best credit union in the River Region 6 years in a row. As we celebrate our 70th anniversary, we are proud to be at the top of the list for the best credit union in the hearts of the communities we serve.
1819 News.
U.S. Senator Katie Britt is criticizing recent statements coming from the Biden administration after the Iranian missile attack on the country of Israel. Almost 200 ballistic missiles were launched against Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. Britt was on Fox News rejecting the claims from U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken that the U.S. is in a stronger position in foreign policy than 4 years ago.
He's absolutely wrong. You look at the sanctions, the maximum pressure strategy that President Trump insisted upon. When Joe Biden came in and Kamala Harris, they decided to ease off those sanctions, not enforcing them to their fullest degree. If you look back, the New York Times said under President Trump's tenure that actually Hamas and Hezbollah were almost bankrupt. Now, with the continued oil revenues and other sanctions and money that we've lifted off of, you see Iran in such a position of strength. And with the additional funding that they have, they fund nuclear proliferation. They fund Hamas in Gaza. They fund Hezbollah in Lebanon. And they fund the Houthis in Yemen. Joe Biden's doctrine of don't means to our adversaries do.
I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Covenant Rescue Group seeks to directly support organizations and agencies that are fighting the global battle against human trafficking. They do this through funding, procuring, and advocating. You can go to covenantrescue.org for further details. They need your donations, guys. Hop on and donate.
A 41-year-old Mentone man has been arrested and charged this week with making terroristic threats and criminal mischief. Authorities responded to a call where Adam Atkinson was threatening to kill others after destroying a man's truck. Atkinson was also charged with resisting arrest. And a supplier to automotive companies Hyundai and Kia has broken ground on a new facility in Montgomery. Mobis is investing $52 million in a 460,000 square foot facility that will create 27 jobs. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Hello, everyone. Robbie Pelt with Capital City Roofing. If you think about it, your home is your biggest investment in life. Your roof covers your home, so why jeopardize your biggest investment on a roofer you don't know anything about when you can deal with a reputable roofing company like Capital City Roofing? We have an A+ Better Business rating and the best manufacturers and workmanship warranties available. We do all residential and commercial roofing applications that are certified through the manufacturer to ensure you get the best material and workmanship money can buy. We also have your project in our best interest before and after construction has been done. Don't hesitate to call us if you have any roofing issues or questions. We will match any of our competitors' price and give you the same great workmanship warranty. We also give free estimates. Give us a call today and let us show you the difference. 277-3311. That's 277-3311. Or you can check us out on the web at www.capitalcityroofing.com. Capital City Roofing. We capitalize the roofing industry.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back to News and Views in the afternoon. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. That's 334-272-9228. Just seeing what comments are coming in here. James says, during the pandemic, supply chains stateside were down as well as oceanborne. As the man said, Auburn hasn't had occasion to use very much this season. Thanks, James.
Gotta feel like there's a warehouse full over there. They were preparing for a good year.
Mark Cumby, who's the champ, says TP plants didn't stop. The truck drivers were delivering TP and Clorox products. Saying Angel Soft is made in Pennington, Alabama at the Georgia Pacific plant.
GP. That's the good soft stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should go with Charmin.
You a Charmin guy?
I did Scott's for a while.
It's like John Wayne toilet paper. That's John Wayne toilet paper.
Oh, I know. I did it for a while, and then I'm like, I
remember when we used to borrow the big giant rolls, because times were tough. And that was some really straight up
it's funny,
John
like
Wayne.
Scott's Soft is like just normal.
Yeah.
Are you a bunch or fold guy?
Fold.
Fold. I used to be a bunch guy when I was younger.
Yeah.
I think there's something about getting older. You fold.
Folder. But I did learn as a single guy living with 6 of us in a 2-bedroom apartment, coffee filters come in handy.
Ooh, that's rough, man.
It's a lot smoother than what else? Newspapers or...
Oh, yeah. Ever been out in the woods?
Yeah, kudzu, baby.
Oh.
What?
Kudzu?
Got the little texture. Works very well.
Okay.
Don't use poison ivy.
I got a feeling like people are going to be calling Cole Plumbing like, get me a bidet.
That's the other part I don't understand. Just get a bidet.
Yeah.
The plumbing's already there. Just take the toilet out and have James put a bidet
Or
in.
say you really were in the lurch. You didn't have any TP. And you're at home.
Mm-hmm.
You're at home. You're in your bathroom. You don't have a TP. Just get in the shower.
It's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Go outside with a hose.
Wait, what sort of situation are we talking about here?
If it ain't wintertime, go outside with a hose. Clean up outside.
Anyway, there are certain situations where it's like, just spray me down.
Been there.
Goodness gracious. Oh, good God. I don't know if I want to even talk about that one.
Oh?
Something about kids in containers.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, no, I've seen that theory. I would put it in the basket of conspiracy theory. Y'all know I don't use that as like an insult. But there is a theory running around, conspiracy, that maybe some of this holdup is over maybe what some of these workers know about what's coming into the country.
Yeah, but you're saying that they want bribed?
Right. Or they're essentially bribing them through this process. I don't know if I buy that.
I don't know it. I don't know.
I mean, it's obviously stuff like that's happening in this country.
It does.
So it does happen.
It does.
So somebody's getting bribed. But I'd imagine, just thinking it through, if you do want to pull off a conspiracy like that, then you don't need many people knowing about it. And so you need to go to particular people in order to get stuff like that done.
It would be more profitable to I don't know what they're bringing in, but drugs would be your most profitable thing to bring
Drugs,
in a
for
container,
instance, yeah.
But you got to worry about them on that ship the whole time.
272-9228. Hey, you want to hear Peter St. Ange
Yes,
take on
I do.
this?
Love some pizza.
He's he's an ultra free market guy.
Yeah.
So I think
With a
he's
great
going to
sense
have
of style.
a comparable reaction to mine yesterday. Let's listen in.
For the first time since 1977, the union extortionists who run America's ports like a private kingdom have shut them down. The International Longshoremen's Union boss, one Harold Daggett, was quite open about the goal, gleefully promising the nation, quote, "I'll cripple you, I will cripple you," before laying out with apparent glee what that means: no cars, no steel, no clothes, shuttered malls, laid off construction workers. So much for solidarity of the working men. Incidentally, if you watch the video, Daggett seems to be doing his best mobster imitation. The "I will cripple you" is straight Tony Soprano. This is ironic considering Daggett's been charged for conspiring to extort companies, with prosecutors alleging ties with the New York Mafia.
Wow.
Including that they installed him as union president, where he makes $900,000 per year and owned a 76-foot yacht. So the strike would effectively block every port from Maine to Texas, since longshoremen run the cranes that load and unload boats. This would stop about half the goods coming in and out of the United States. Note that includes Louisiana, as in the Mississippi, which is how American farmers export billions of dollars of farm produce that will now rot in the fields. Various estimates put the economic damage at roughly $5 billion per day. There are already a reported 100,000 containers sitting on the dock in the New York area, with many more across dozens of ports. So why are the longshoremen striking? They're demanding a 77% raise to their 100,000 plus salaries. Actually, some make 400 to 500,000 a year, which is about 10 times what a non-union crane operator makes. Now, 77% raise on 400K is pretty decent money, the kind of money you can only make when you are able to cripple people. The salary actually wasn't the sticking point, though. The ILA is also demanding an effective veto on any port automation so they can keep crippling the country for decades to come. The ports had offered 50%, which is way too much, let's be fair, but they balked at the automation. Why? Because America's union-dominated ports are already among the least automated and least efficient on Earth. So a 2021 World Bank study estimated top U.S. ports are among the worst 5% on Earth for efficiency, behind Mombasa, Kenya. Not only does this drive up costs, it's the main reason America's roads are clogged with trucks. So it's so expensive to get a union guy to touch a container, it's actually cheaper to drive hundreds of miles than to put it on a smaller boat to take it into Cincinnati. So what's next? Brought to you by Unchained.com. The most obvious solution, which is firing $500,000 longshoremen and hiring new guys to run the cranes, is off the table for two reasons. Because crony unions bribe the Democrat Party to make it illegal, and because union violence against replacement workers is effectively legal, ranging from razor blades and the seat cushions all the way up to shooting. That brings the other option, the Taft-Hartley Act. So in theory, this allows Joe Biden to order longshoremen back to work for 80 days. In reality, the 1.3 million member Teamsters Union just sent out a letter warning Biden to, and I quote, "stay the F out." So Biden-Harris will not lift a finger, especially with an election 33 days away. Given the ELA truly does have the country over a barrel, most likely this gets very generously resolved in time for the election, with the millions of victims, from construction workers to farmers to you, left to pay the bill. Okay, we'll be watching. See you next time.
Some of the, I didn't, number one, I'd not heard about prosecutors alleging this guy literally is tied into the mob.
That doesn't surprise me, but yeah.
Right. And I didn't know, actually, we're in the bottom 5% terms of port efficiency. Crazy.
Sure.
And I have wondered, every time I drive the interstate, I'm like, why do we have so many trucks on the road? Especially when it is, like, technically cheaper in terms of, like, your ability to do a thing to send something over water.
Yeah, but now we don't have waterways that go. I mean, we got an East Coast port, so we can transfer cross state, and same with the West Coast. They're going to come so far that way.
But even, like, I think it is much more efficient to just use water in general.
Efficient, but longer.
Right. But the efficiency, I think, is what matters the most.
Yeah, Hyundai wanted to dredge the river all the way to the plant.
Right.
And
so it's amazing when you think about, okay, why would folks want a union? There are a lot of good reasons. But when then you look at, this is not just, this one episode. This is actually, this union has wrought consequences on the entire United States, this interest group, working hand in glove with the government and the Democrats, that have held us back for decades.
It's not the government, though. It's the union, right?
I said working with the government. Yeah, no, that's my biggest critique, is that this is all centralized.
Yeah.
And then you add to that centralization all the off-the-book stuff that goes on. That's Peter St. Onge, man. I like that guy. I like that guy a lot. 272-9228. Hey, this part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. And there at the Goodson Group, Bo and his team are ready to help you, whether you're looking to buy or sell here in the River Region real estate market. Not only can they help you with buying and selling your property, they have management services available should you want to rent out your home. And the Goodson Group is also the home for the Bo Goodson Real Estate School, one of the most highly acclaimed and accredited real estate programs in the state. A lot of folks have gone through Bo's school and come out on the other side as very successful, fully licensed realtors or just more knowledgeable private players. So check them out today there at the Goodson Group. You can always go to thegoodsongroup.com or give them a call at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group, great sponsor here of News and Views in the afternoon. Let's go to the phones.
All right.
Go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, let's see. You got him, guys?
I got you. What's up, bud?
What's up, man?
Okay. Hey, man, I'm sitting out just chilling, looking how pretty the water is. Joey, you can tell you ain't no country boy, because, us country boys, we can use corn cobs, corn silk, stuff like that. We ain't really worried about a whole lot of toilet paper. But, I'm going to say something about this. That just goes to show you how much the Democratic Party really gives a darn about American people. I mean, people, think about this. Now, you Democrats out there, and I know there's a bunch of them that call you, so I know you're out there. Now, think about this. Put yourself in those people's shoes. Oh, I'm sorry, the ones that don't even have shoes because all they got on the clothes they were in before they got stormed. In Florida, Nashville, anywhere you want to go. Put yourself in their shoes, man. And now this, so that's ridiculous. Now, this longshore strike, doesn't it seem like it came, all of a sudden, right after we have a big major hurricane and we have a strike, and now Kamala Harris and Joe Biden are going to stand behind the union workers? I thought they were the blue-collar people now. Everything was for the blue-collar man. Well, look here, folks. If you vote for Democrat, you're a fool and an idiot. Because let me tell you something, folks. You think prices are high now? You just waiting about 3 more weeks, Captain, because let me tell you something. This supply chain thing is going to take about 2 to 3 weeks before it gets to you. I promise you, it's going to be craziest thing, and Joe Biden them ain't got enough balls or backs to stand up to get in this thing. Now, it's ridiculous. They're just showing you people. So think about it, as Democrats. If you were in Asheville, North Carolina right now, would you want some help? Would you want more than $750 daggum when you know a daggum illegal alien's getting a sack full of money? But see, it's okay because it's not you. You're not in that situation right now, Captain. Well, let me tell you something. I've been in that situation when a storm hits you and you don't never know when it's coming your way. I've lost a lot of things in my lifetime from storms. These people up there in Asheville and Tennessee, and they need stuff. And this stuff right here about we giving all this money to Ukraine, I'm so sick and tired of Ukraine. This is ridiculous. You've turned your back on the daggone Jewish people. That's ridiculous, man. You don't turn your back on nobody like that. You don't turn your back on American people. What happened to God bless America? We stand up for each other. No, it's not. It's absolutely to the point now where it's all about what you gonna get. And let me tell you something about this long-store strike. They'll put automation in your Captain. If they don't care because you know why, then you'll go on the government dime. And when you go on the government dime, they got you. They got you right there where they want you. That's why they want you to keep getting on the government dime. But see, folks, some folks are waking up and realizing the government dime ain't enough money to fit nothing. So now they're turning their back on you. Now they're bringing in illegal aliens. They want them. They want their votes. They need them. Think about it. They're pandering to them. They don't give a rat's fiddle of dang about the American people. All I know is this. Donald J. Trump may not be able to fix it tomorrow morning. He may not fix it in 2 years. But I'll be son of a gun if I'm going to let anybody else get my votes. Because, people, let me tell you something. If you vote Democrat, you're voting to starve yourself. You're taking food out of your mom and dad, your kids' family, out of your mom and daddy's mouth. You're sitting there and you're putting yourself in the poorhouse. Guys, woo! Let me tell you something, Joey. This whole thing right here has got me. And I mean, I got people up there in Carolina. You don't know it's going nuts up in this world. But look here, y'all. Think about it. If it was you, would you want more than $750 a month? Oh, I'm sorry, the $750 one-time deal. What's $750 going to get you, Captain? $10 a gallon of gas, already price gouging. Guys, we don't pull together and get this straight. This election, I promise you, what happens the day after election, I'm more worried about than any day of my life. Win, lose, or draw, the next day after the election could be the end of the world or the beginning of the greatest day of this country's ever seen in hundreds of years. Thank you for your time, gentlemen. I'm fired up as heck, man. I love this country, and I cannot believe it. You don't know the soldiers, the military, dude, I love what they're fighting. God, they can fight for this country. And this is what how the country's going to give people back. Look at this veterans.
Yeah.
Guys, I got to go. Anyway, God bless y'all, and God bless America, man, and I'll see you when I see you, man.
See you, Boomer T.
Bless, man. Again, 334-272-9228. If you want to get in on the program. Man, do you remember the guy named Lee Smith? He wrote a book, and then it was made into a documentary, I believe, The Plot Against the President. He's been an investigative reporter in the Middle East for a long time. Very good at what he does. He has a story out, an investigative story you might have read a little later. The FBI entraps another fake assassin.
Oh.
And essentially, what is this all about? Iran plot to assassinate Trump was FBI setup.
Oh.
We can get into the details. It's crazy. 272-9228, like I said. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And there at Montgomery Men's Health, they're ready to help you guys out. Ready to help men, especially guys that don't like going to the doctor. They put it off. They feel ashamed about also issues they might be having. But honestly, there are things that are going on with you that you shouldn't be ashamed about, and you shouldn't wait to get fixed. I know guys hate going to the doctor, but that's why Montgomery Men's Health was created. Take care of guys like you, and they can do it in a discreet way, efficient way, and very reasonably priced, too. So if you're experiencing, say, the symptoms of lack of motivation, energy, and drive, including a decrease in your sex drive, perhaps seen unwanted weight gain, loss of muscle mass, even a decrease in, just across the board. Like, it's like you don't feel like you. Feel like you're walking through your life in a fog. Well, knowing whether you have low testosterone is huge in combating some of these issues, and the providers there at Montgomery Men's Health will conduct a testosterone-focused lab workup, plus a consultation for only $99, and they have low-T treatments there at Montgomery Men's Health that can truly change lives. Men can experience higher energy, better gains in the gym. Brother. Better mental clarity, improved sleep patterns, a faster metabolism, usually even notice an increased libido. And you can actually book the same day that you call. That number, 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com to book your appointment today. Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Papa B.
Hey, Papa B.
Well, there's a lot of passion in that. Wow. I mean, people are, would you say, maybe reaching the precipice?
I believe so.
And I think that's what's going to have to happen, I'm afraid, before we have some real change in this country. You know, there are a lot of people that, now I'm not accusing your last caller of this by any means, but there are a lot of people out there that either haven't cared to vote or haven't cared, to even participate or think about things, because we've had things good in this country for, are relatively peaceful for a very long time, in spite of who run it, even if they are very bad people. Being able to kind of just live your life is been able to happen for a long time, but no, that's not really happening anymore, especially, with all of the troubles that are coming on us, and more and more so as every day goes by, it looks like. So, my point is, when people get to a certain point, then they start reacting. And those people that haven't voted or just not participated, all of a sudden, they get their attention. Well, then they get out and they vote. Also, I've always wondered, just how bad does it have to get before a Democrat just says, I can't take it anymore? You know what I'm saying? I was like, just how sick and world, just how terrible does they themselves have to experience the awfulness of their choices before they say, I can't take it anymore? It looks like a lot of them are coming to that point now. I mean, I guess, maybe.
Well, the divide is more, I think, men and women. I think Kamala has nearly 60% support from women.
Exactly. Well, then, okay, there's the divide. Let's just talk about the divide. How bad does it have to get? Just how bad does it have to get? You say 60% of women. Well, okay, that sounds about right. But those 60% of women, just what is it going to take to slap those stupid 60% in the face so bloody hard that they say, I can't take it anymore? It's pretty bad right now. What would happen? What would have to happen in your mind, Philly, to say take those 60% to at least half of them to say, I can't take it anymore? What event would have to happen?
Something, I don't know, something catastrophic.
Yeah.
Could be financial meltdown. It could be a major terrorist attack and these sorts of things. Or what's going on in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Not being able to get groceries or whatever, well, that might wake them up a little bit. But, yeah, I think it's catastrophic. I think the idea that, having to send their little soccer kids to, off to a war, that would maybe wake some of them up. I don't know. It shouldn't have to be bad. I hope it doesn't get that bad. But it just might have to before, a good percentage of the Kamala supporters would wake up. I don't know if it's going to take that or not. I think enough people are upset already, and I guess let's hope that it doesn't have to get that bad. But anyway, I really liked the last call. A lot of passion. I think there's a lot of things that we all know he's talking about. So, I guess let's just see what's going to happen here, because it doesn't look good for the next few months. It looks like we're going through a rough patch.
Indeed. I appreciate it, Papa B.
See you, Papa B.
Let's hit a break. We'll be right back, folks. Again, 272-9228.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Looking for insurance? Or maybe you're just not satisfied with your current carrier? How does quality coverage with local service and competitive rates sound to you? The folks at Stark Agency offer just that. Whether you need insurance for your business, car, home, or life, Stark Agency can help. As an independent insurance agency with over 20 of the top insurance carriers, Stark is sure to find the perfect match for you and your loved ones. Visit their site at starkagency.com or give them a call at 334-263-5535 for a quote today.
Enjoy an evening of wine on the water at the 14th Annual Riverwalk Wine Festival, Friday, October 11th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Union Station Train Shed. This event includes a variety of wine tastings, food vendors, and live music by DJ Wright and the Wesley Hill Band. Must be 21 or over to purchase a ticket. Tickets available online at mgmcityevents.com or montgomeryal.gov. Proceeds go to the Family Sunshine Center. Don't miss the fun. Brought to you by the City of Montgomery Department of Cultural Affairs.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Well, hi, everybody. A few weather changes on the way as a trough approaches the area. If you have evening plans tonight, I think we're dry right on through the evening. But then maybe some widely scattered showers developing in the overnight hours tonight. Low temperature down to about 70. Then scattered showers, maybe a thunderstorm or two in the Friday forecast with a high temperature up near 80 with an easterly breeze. Saturday looks dry, partial sunshine, high in the mid-80s. Sunday, there could be some more widely scattered showers, high 83. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Wet Bobo with Capital Tractor. Soon we'll be moving to a brand new location in Montgomery. During our big moving sale, get a great deal on a Kubota with 0% APR up to 84 months with approved credit. Now through September 30th, 2024. See Capital Tractor in Montgomery or go to KubotaUSA.com for more details.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Oh, Trump speaking live now in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a few folks on the line. Let's go to Rachel. Hi, Rachel.
Hi. I just wanted to call and say that according to your last caller, I just want to put my vote in that I'm fed up.
All right.
Awesome.
Didn't he say that those that are, what's it going to take to wake them up?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm awake and I'm fed up.
Amen. Well,
I'm voting Trump.
have you done that before?
I'm sorry?
Have you voted for Trump before?
Yes, sir.
Excellent.
Awesome. Well,
I'm asking all the women on the airwaves to call and say you're fed up. Attention all women. Call in and say you're fed up if you're voting for Trump and you want to get rid of the trash that we have in the government now.
There you go.
Hear, hear. Well,
all right.
Appreciate it, Rachel.
Thank you, Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I would suspect a large number of that 40% of women who are going for Trump.
Yeah.
And it's maybe higher. It could be, who knows what the actual breakdown will be on election day. But I would guess, say, 40% of women that is going with Trump, a large share of that 40% probably lives in the state of Alabama.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But now
it is interesting, the breakdowns, when you look at the different states.
On the breakdown part, do you know on that women type vote, married compared to not married?
No, the biggest skew is if you are a single woman, and it could be never married or divorced.
Right.
You tend to be much more liberal.
Okay.
And if you're a single man, you tend to be much more conservative or on the right. But if you're married, actually both moderate a bit.
Yeah.
But there's more of a show of moderation with women. It's interesting. Now, you still have people that vote different ways.
Oh, yeah,
it's not like the 50s or anything, but it's very much the biggest gap is single women.
Well, that being said, though, it could be those two, both sides. Like you said, they're usually on opposite sides. But once you get married, you do become a team. You're able to talk things over with people. So you do kind of end up meeting in the middle.
No, and it's fascinating. It's an interesting question to ask. Why are women, on average, more liberal? And why are men, on average, more to the right? And I think some of it you can mark up to temperament, that there are differences in the sexes.
No doubt.
And that temperament, people like to think we're just these purely rational creatures and we just know the arguments and the facts.
Nope.
Give me a break.
Nope.
Like 90% of our thinking is temperament and emotion, and it's
and a lot of knee jerk.
Our reason has been described as like somebody riding on the back of an elephant. Like, you can steer it to a degree, but if the elephant wants to go a certain way, the elephant's going to win that argument.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Haidt, the psychologist, has some amazing work on that. If you break down how much temperament can predict your politics.
Really?
Very, very interesting stuff. Like what? Conservatives tend to be more, like the one big thing that shows you're more on the right is your disgust mechanism is much higher. Something that disgusts you is much higher, whereas openness to ideas and stuff is much more prevalent on a more liberal temperament. And there's all sorts of ways. Libertarians are a unique category.
They're all very there.
Haidt gave them their own unique category called system builders because they do not fit. They're a very small minority of the population. I saw some people saying, "Oh, I'm going to become a libertarian after seeing these two parties." I'm like, "Welcome to the losers." Isn't there a Tom Petty song? Even the losers.
Even the losers get lucky sometimes. Yep.
Let's go to Kilroy. Hey, Kilroy,
what's up, man?
Hey, everybody. This isn't what I called about, but we're talking about polling women and men. That seems so binary and antique and unwoke. Why are we even polling about gender to begin with?
Yeah.
No, one thing that is interesting is the more you control for society, like what the rules of our institutions are, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
And the more you equalize things in society where there's no bias there, what's the other factor that contributes to how people are? Oh, their biology.
Yeah.
Their nature. And I think the nature has become more exaggerated. And yes, men and women by nature are very different types of creatures.
Yeah.
Now, we have much more in common than we have different, but those differences that we have make a heck of a difference.
Big difference.
Yes, sir. Hey, what I did want to call about is just this guy's observation. I actually do watch CNN. I try to stomach MSNBC. It's really hard. But all they do is attack. They don't defend their side. They just go on the attack. And for the most part, when I watch Fox, they do the same thing. They attack the other side. Yeah. They don't really prop up Trump that much, other than just attacking the other side. And even besides politics, I don't know how many people, liberals, whatever you want to call them, y'all know, like, they're always on the attack. Most of the conservatives I know were mad as hell. We tend to want to attack. There's all this division and hate. And I know you're about to say, why don't we all come together? And Joey, you touched on the libertarian thing. I tried that. I guess my core views would be that, and third party or be a moderate. I'm a recovering Democrat myself. Unlike alcoholism, I don't have to go to meetings that I just got to turn on you guys. But all this division, hate, and trying to find middle ground, it's clear to me on both sides. There's going to be no middle ground. It's going to be pick a side, one or the other, whether we like it or not. Whether us core, conservative, libertarian, whatever, middle of the road. You don't get a say. You got to pick a side. So screw it. Let's pick a side. And if anybody thinks that you could possibly go with the blue side, you're the enemy. I'm sorry. It's if it's cut and dry and it's use a football metaphor. It's my team and your team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my team might not be great, might not like the coach. So some of my fellow players certainly have problems. But you got to stand with your team because there's no middle ground anymore. It's on, and I think it's been on, and a lot of us are just waking up to it. I've heard some great calls. It sounds like they're fed up, and I will be voting Trump for the first time. By the way.
Oh wow! Well, very cool. And you mentioning MSNBC and the attacking. This moment happened yesterday, where they brought on a guy who was Ambassador Sondland. And he was actually a witness against Trump in that first Trump impeachment over Ukraine.
Yeah.
And they invite him onto a panel with Trump's Peter Navarro, who's was one of the highlights of the administration under Trump. And, Sondland gives them a big old surprise.
He did.
A no for you after that. Why was it important for you to say no more Trump because of his January 6th conduct? And do you stand by that?
No, I don't stand by it, and I'll tell you why. I've now lived 4 years under the Biden-Harris policies, and I have to say that those policies are not only becoming an existential threat to our country's way of life, but to our allies as well.
So when you
and
I'll let you finish, but this is so striking. You said it was a no for me after that, after January 6th.
I did.
And here we are right now.
I did.
And you're saying it's a yes for you.
It is a yes for me. It is an absolute yes for me. That is how badly the Biden-Harris team have prosecuted their job.
But the whole point you
Peter Navarro's
seem
credit
to be
ear
making
to
was
ear.
that January 6th and that kind of attack on democracy is bigger than any policy.
I am seeing so many attacks on democracy that eclipse January 6th.
So I want to ask Sarah,
if
here
you
we
want to
all
ask
are.
me what those are, I'm happy.
If you want to ask me, no, I don't want to talk no more about it.
No bias there.
None at all.
Well, I appreciate the call, Kilroy.
Thank you, Kilroy.
Yes, sir. Y'all keep up the good work.
See you, man.
Yeah, and you do got to love those genuine moments where somebody really surprises one of these panels and one of these very scripted shows. And yeah, that's a heck of a thing for that guy to be like, no, y'all are so bad, I'm going back to Trump.
Yeah. There's a lot of people. A lot of bigwigs have left the Democrats.
Oh, yeah.
This go around, which.
Well, and something is weird is happening. And I don't mean weird in a bad way. Something unique, maybe world historic, is happening when this is just a small example. Tucker Carlson, the country singer John Rich, and Russell Brand are on stage praying to God together.
Yep.
And talking about the book of Revelation. Like it is a weird world we're entering into, but I mean that in a good way. I think the weird is a good thing, where people that never would have broken bread together before are now.
They're coming together.
And there's still going to be disagreements, but there is a larger sense that we got to get to something deeper. In fact, I remember 2 GOP dinners ago where Trump was here.
Mm-hmm.
I did the interview with that NBC reporter, and she said, well, how is the country going to come together with this election? All that. I'm like, I don't think it's going to be about politics. She kind of just blinked at me. They obviously didn't use that because I think it will be something deeper.
Yeah. That's what it generally is.
And it will probably involve some calamity or true crisis, not the crisis the news talks about every day.
Honestly, that's what brings us together.
Yeah.
I guarantee you right now in North Carolina, nobody's asking their neighbor, are you a Democrat or are you a Republican?
Amen.
It ain't happening. Last thing on their mind.
Let's go to Charlie. Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Joey, I'll tell you, I've just really enjoyed listening to you guys and your individuals that are calling in. I heard something on the news today that just blew my mind. There was a lady that FEMA approached, and bless her heart, she looked like she'd been through hell. I mean, she looked rough. She looked like she hadn't slept in days. Clothes was all messed up. I mean, her home was totally destroyed. They offered the woman $700.
Mm-hmm.
$700 friggin', man.
Yeah.
And we hand these idiots overseas and the Ukraine and all this stuff billions of dollars, and it's just pathetic. And then the reporter said that FEMA is actually saying that they're broke. They're broke, on the verge of being broke.
Yeah.
You know, the one thing that has made this country stand out is because and this is the way I look at it, is because our foundation was a pure, godly foundation. And we just are a small area on the face of this world. And we stood that way for so long. Now, we've never been perfect, but we have lost grip of the foundation of this country. We have got so many demons, demonic, crazy people that are running this country. It's pathetic. I mean, it really is pathetic. And it's sad, sad thing. But you walk up to somebody and their home is destroyed. They've lost everything they've ever owned. They're wearing probably clothes they've had on for 2 or 3 weeks or whatever. And they say, we'll give you $700. You know.
Wow.
I'll tell you now, man, we got some, you know, and we allow these people just to run over.
Yep.
Run over. And it's a crying shame. And I can guarantee you one thing Eddie has dealt with. I bet you money, Eddie, you've dealt with this. I deal with a lot of seniors and a lot of veterans.
Yep.
And let me tell you something. One of the things that burns me up, and I've been working with a lady right now for 3 months with the VA to help her husband remodel their bathroom. He served in Korea and Vietnam, and now is just totally disabled. And it's taken 3 months to get approved to have something done in their home.
Yep.
This is crazy, man. I tell you right now, it is pathetic. It is just pathetic. And, you know, you would think people would rise up.
Nope.
Rise up.
They ain't going to do it.
But no, they're not going to do it. We just step back. Okay, all right. We'll let you do this to us. And these people that are geared toward Kamala Harris, they are blind. They are blind. They are just ridiculously blind. I don't understand it, man. I mean, my word, it's just ridiculous. But I appreciate you guys because y'all get the point across, and your callers also do the same thing.
Well, I appreciate the call,
Hey, thank you, Charlie.
Thank you, Charlie.
Okay, buddy. Y'all take care.
You too.
272-9228. And I would just counsel folks, even if it is strange times, weird times, like I was saying, you really think it's the end? You might. And you honestly can believe what you want. You might be right. But don't underestimate how this show goes on. How bad it could get, but also the wonders that you could see. Like, you go back in a time machine to the year 1900, convince the people back then, I'm from the future. And they're like, okay, what happens, future man, in the next 100 years? You could describe the hell on earth that was World War I and World War II, and so many other things that were awful all around the planet. Literal hell on earth. And then you could describe things that were some of the greatest achievements ever of human beings. And so the good and the bad are going to come with both. I think Charlie hit the nail on the head, though, that our foundations, that's what I think folks are going to trying to get back to. Again,
We need to.
I don't think, when you look at Christianity, there's so many different denominations with all their different points of view on how to talk about it and whatnot. I think the arguments, if you get back to the foundations, sort of bypass just those divides. I think there are some just fundamental things that a lot of people can agree on. And strangely, that VP debate was civil in a way that seemed like America 10, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I suspect at the end of the day, if politics was more local, we would have plenty of fights. We dog cuss each other, all sorts of stuff. But there's something different about, okay, this person's my neighbor. We do have the power to govern ourselves in our own backyard. As opposed to this, empire that's rotting underneath. I watched the Tim Dillon thing last night, and
I forgot all about
This Is Your Country, and it's a mess. It's kind of like a Jerry Springer style comedy special. It's a mess. But
I can't wait to watch it. We watched something on Barstool, which is a dating show, Joe.
Right.
And I want to send you this clip of the dating show. You think that we want to do you dirty on a dating show? They did this guy.
No, like Tim Dillon's point is like, don't you agree that America is a rotting corpse of an empire? So we're going to interview the sex addicts, drug addicts, gluttons, and porn stars of our generation.
Anybody we knew?
No. But you start to see it's especially because he's shooting that out of Los Angeles. Look,
Ooh, I didn't even
there's-
think about that.
And it's people right off the street.
I was going to say, you didn't have to go far, did he?
The culture is, especially certain part. I think Alabama's, we're still decades behind in a good way. Like some places in this country, it is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And I think the people even in it understand that now, who have any wits about them. They're like, this is insane what we're going through.
And they're just riding it out?
Yeah. What else are you going to do?
Yeah, what else are you going to do?
Yeah, well, that's Tim Dillon's underlying point. He's like, we're going down, but at least it'll be hilarious. And in some ways, it's infuriating. It makes you question the big things. But in other times, got to admit it, folks, when you look out, you go, man, that's freaking hilarious. Like, there's something about this nation that I think is, like, we're almost become everybody's entertainment for everybody else.
And we're paying them. I mean, we're paying them to laugh at us.
Yeah. This is part of the program brought to you by Josh and Leslie Ryder there at Dillon Rings. Again, wish them a happy anniversary when you stop by. I think 28 years together.
Wow.
That'll be on Saturday, October the 5th. They'll be 28 years married. And they're at Dillon Rings. They can help you out across the board with jewelry. Could be like those flexi bracelets we were talking about the other day. Very reasonably priced. They're actually modular and they can connect to one another, so you can build up like a dog collar even, or if you want it to be a necklace, or it could be just a bracelet. Very flexible, very durable at the end of the day. And if you've got a lot of everyday jewelry like that stands up and looks great, but it's not going to break the bank. And then, of course, they do have high-end stuff, heirloom stuff, antique stuff, and they do custom design work. Josh Ryder is a true artist when it comes to that sort of thing. So repairs, spa treatments, even pearl stringing. They do it all. Full-service jewelry shop. So check out Dillon Rings today. You can always go to DillonRings.com, but I really encourage you to stop by that showroom, 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery. And be sure to tell Josh and Leslie that Joey and Eddie sent you and tell them a happy anniversary. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Elevate your home with the timeless elegance of Cabinet Renovations, LLC. For over 40 years, Eddie Basham has been Montgomery's trusted name in kitchen and bathroom cabinet makeovers. From classic designs to modern updates, they craft beautiful cabinets and countertops to fit your style. And with up to 18 months interest-free financing, it's easier than ever to get started. Contact them today at 334-279-7152 or visit CabinetRenovationsLLC.com. Cabinet Renovations LLC, where your home's new look begins.
Ben here with Just Blinds in Prattville, your trusted source for all things quality and beauty when it comes to window treatments for your home and business. We want to thank our good friends at Blue Water Broadcasting for helping us get our message across to the thousands of Blue Water listeners. Not a day goes by we don't have someone tell us they heard about Just Blinds on Blue Water stations. Radio advertising is a key part of our advertising mix, and we absolutely encourage any business looking to grow to give Blue Water a call.
Radio reaches over 90% of everyone in the river region. Shouldn't your ads be out there where your customers are? Call us to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
No one wants to wait on service for an overhead door. With 20 years in the industry, you now have access to the best with All Access Overhead Door. All Access Overhead Doors offers prompt professional service at affordable prices on all service and new garage doors for residential and commercial locations. All Access Overhead Door serves the river region and can take care of whatever you need when it comes to your overhead door. Remember, you have access to the best. All Access Overhead Door. Call and schedule an appointment today. 320-2440. And like them on Facebook. They sell the best and service the rest.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phone. Let's talk to Ray Bowles from Bradville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
I'm good. Hey, I got good news. Emma, Ruth, and Jacob are officially registered to vote in Georgia.
Hot dog.
Woohoo!
And it only cost me $100 to overnight her stuff to her.
That ain't too bad.
Kids. Do they ever leave?
Nope. And if they do, you'll start to kind of, miss them when
Right.
they come back around.
Yeah, well, she took my little fast pass for like to get around Atlanta.
Yeah.
She asked if she could borrow it at one time, and I never saw it again.
Yeah.
I guess that's
still
her
get a text
fast
on
pass.
occasion when, yeah, when I just added more money to that account.
Yep.
And then I call and ask her about it. She changes the subject quickly, like, "Hey, Dad, how's the flooring store go?" I'm like, "It's going fine, Dave."
Now, are they still on
Yeah.
your cell phone plan, Ray? Have you broke them off a cell phone plan?
No, they're still on the cell phone plan too.
There you go. That's fine. That's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, yeah. If I had a son, it would be totally different.
Yeah.
But these girls have me wrapped. It's Mama that they're scared of. They're really scared of Mama.
Oh, yeah.
They're not scared of me at all.
Oh, they know they got Daddy wrapped up. That's right.
Yeah. So, short order, what we need to do now is sell some floors.
All right.
So, if y'all are in the need of a floor, I would sure be happy if you'd call us at 285-8117 and come down and put your name in the hat for this countertop. Because everybody can use a countertop. Even if you win it and you don't need it, you've got to have somebody in the family that could use it.
It's good.
You don't have to go to your house. You can go to your kid's house. Look, send them to one of your daughter's house. But they do have to be in the Tri-County area.
That's right.
So if you want to get in that drawing, folks, stop by in person, 2201 Cobbsville Road, or if you're looking for some brand new flooring at a great discount, 285-8117. And when you call 285-8117, be sure to tell them you heard Ray on the radio with Joey and Eddie.
Hey, have a great afternoon.
You too, Ray. See you, brother.
Let's go to Mr. Pink real quick. Hey, Mr. Pink.
How you guys doing?
All right, how you
Good.
doing, bud?
I'm getting there, man. I heard a lot of passion today. I like it. We was talking about we're going to watch the party die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we shouldn't be sad because this is a great opportunity to build it back, build it up right. Because if we really think about it, man, we've been living in sin, man. We just willy-nilly with religion, and there's consequences to all this. But I like the passion. Like, we got to get out there and do it, man. So I know I don't have much time, but I just wanted to put that out there real quick, man.
Well, and I don't know if you heard, but the song that I introduce each hour with, I put out the full song. You can find it, Where's the Liberty, Joey Clark, and it's on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube Music. It's a little more kind of acoustic pop rock sort of thing, but I'll do other styles, but check it out.
Will do. And real quick, I think this is going to be the last year that people will be able to lie and get away with it. Yeah. I believe that. All right, y'all have a good one.
You too, man.
Mr. Pink.
We're pretty much out. Skeeter, I got like 10, 15 seconds here. Just, what's up?
All right, this Skeeter, I got a solution for them striking longshoremen.
Okay.
They already make $100,000 a year. They want a 77% raise. All the grocers, the gas stations, the power guys that keep their power on, the whole city, shut it all down. I bet you after a couple of days, them guys will go back to work.
Yeah, fight fire with fire. I appreciate it, Skeeter.
Thanks, Skeeter.
They would go back to work.
Yes, they will.
Thanks, sir. Well, we're out of time. This was the last show of the week for us.
That's it.
I'm going to see the family and little Lucy. Looking forward to that. Happy
some
birthday again to Lucy. That's her birthday today. 1 year old.
1 year.
1 year.
Time flies.
It does. Y'all stay tuned. Happy Hour with Greg Budell. He's next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana.